Well, hello everyone and welcome here to Kyoto GP Long with the Boothy Chicane for the 2010 GTL season round here from Kyoto, as I've just said. 3-hour race, and it's Excite Racing on pole. Just a few minutes to start. Chris Wilkinson here. Joining me today will be Thilo Falkenberg, who is somewhere, but he'll be joining us hopefully for the race start. Thilo Falkenberg now joins me in the commentary box. Hello, Thilo.
I'm sorry, I had
to have some. There we go.
Yeah, well, I had the wrong cable plugged in. I'm sorry. Welcome everyone here to GTL at Kyoto Grand Prix.
Yeah, just a few moments away until we start the warm-up lap. 1 lap and then 3 hours of racing here at Kyoto. And the big talking point of today will be the wind that NDR have applied to the event. Low wind currently on the server. A lot of drivers have been complaining before the event that they would struggle with the wind, and we've seen some people not particularly competent with it. What do you think of it, Thilo?
Well, I think it is important to have a wind on in a amateur league, because the drivers will be prepared to proper league racing someday, where wind is used.
Yep, thank you, Thilo. So running through the grid, and it's Excite Racing have the pole on the front row, and alongside them is Todric of Serbian Chrome Pistons. A very good performance from them. Fornichetti of My3ID, the guest team, is third, and alongside him on the second row is Deadline Racing. And Faculty Racing are fifth, with Rui Santos of Core Racing down in 6th position today. 7th goes to Sonic Realms Racing with Seb Hutchinson at the wheel. Tommy Oscard of 777 is in 9th, and Slocum is 10th for Cone Dodgers. That's the top 10. And now we're just ready, waiting for Jonathan Palmer, our race director, to yell at everyone to tell them how it would behave on the warm-up lap after we saw a bit of problems in Blackwood, as I think you all saw. Christian Yava, our new safety car for the day. Yep, just waiting for everyone to ready up, and we'll be away.
Well, we've got 2 new teams here in GTL. That would be car number 30, that's Tiger Express Racing, and car number 29, which is
the Motorsport.
Yes, we have got 2 new teams, and they are in because 2 teams withdraw from the series. That would be Sim Racing Society. They had a very, very tough, lucky first round of GTAL, and it would be 7 Stroke Racing. Sorry, 4-Stroke Racing team.
I was going to say a 7-stroke. That'll be an interesting race engine.
Yeah, got confused. We've got some 7s here in the field. 7 Karat and 777 Racing. Why not 7th stroke?
Well, you never know, dear. Just a bit of confusion with a lot of the drivers at the moment with safety car and rolling lap arrangements. We do have a safety car in GTL this season. That has been used once. Yeah, last time out, I think.
Yes, it was used because we have had the car upside down. That's the usual procedure when a car is upside down. Most of the times safety car is called out to get the field together again.
So the final call to ready up is given to everyone. Christian Java, our safety car for today. Jack Atkinson driving the push car from the back of the field, and Egloff, I would assume, would take the right hand side of the grid from the start. I don't know 100%, but I would think so.
Egloff for Excite Racing. There have been some controversially in the qualifying session about Excite Racing. We will most likely tell you during the race what have happened in detail. And his teammate who have done the qualifying finally, he did a massive lap. He won over, I think, 10th of a second over the second position car.
Yep, he was a very, very fast driver, and as you say, there was a lot of controversy about whether he was an advanced driver or not. There is the car on pole position, and it is Egloff driving at the moment. But we do have to see that we have to see whether this driver can actually drive in an endurance situation. I mean, there's a lot of hot lappers who can go one lap extremely quickly and then just really struggle on a race stint. So we'll just have to see. Yep, safety car, Christian Java leading the field, and as you can see, Todorovic off 7 Pistons up second place on the grid as well, which is very good.
Yeah, we're now passing the bridge, some of the special points here of this track, which is formed like an 8. We're coming down to the first real, the second real braking zone.
Oh, Fornichetti, he's off! Fornichetti off in the gravel with tyre warming. Really joining behind Rui Santos, but this is the guest team. They should be quite a bit more experienced than the rest of them on the grid. Fornichetti does have Masters of Endurance experience, and he's now making his way back through the field to his starting position of 3rd.
Tough luck for the guest team here. We've got wind of 14 kilometers an hour here from our weather station, our weather frog Chris Ford.
Yeah, Chris Ford really is a weather buff. Oh, and Sean Williams for Optics Racing has just timed out. Big shame for them already. Miles behind now. Christian Java approaches the Boothy Chicane, which is also a big focal point of this track.
The Boothy Chicane, if you have seen the intro video, it was made for Masters of Endurance in first line, because they thought it would be much more better racing to race a real chicane and not something which looks like a chicane but isn't.
Yeah, very true. Safety car in this lap message comes out, which means that everyone will start to close up and gather together. 2 wide start, don't forget. And Egloff will control the pace.
They are now coming through the chicane, and now up the hill, and now they will form up into the rows of 2.
Todorovic a long way back,
taking the left side.
Very strange. Look how far Todorovic is back. He's now going to catch up. Everyone else is going to form behind, and this will cause a bit of a concertina effect. The safety car out again, so that means the start will be waved off. There's Jonathan Palmer giving the confirmation.
The drivers need to have a bit more patience at the start. That's like always when you have a rolling start. The back end was out of formation, the race control informs.
Here is a replacement driver for optics. Oh, but John Williams has decided that he wants to continue. So out he comes.
Opix Racing is also a quite new team. It's just got the spot of Clockwork Motorsports. At least it was only a name change, but also some lineup changes have been made.
Yep, Optic Racing was a strange one for the admin team, because they really did struggle to. Well, there was a bit of a what's the word? Kerfuffle with it, because God, what? Because it was almost a full new team from Clockwork, but they wanted to just rename the team and then add a big roster to it. So in the end, the admins decided that they could replace Clockwork and that they would just continue.
They will now have the problem that this lap is counted as safety car lap, although it is more or less just a second warm-up lap, and so I think they won't be able to...
Oh, and there's some big confusion here. Fornicetti being told to drop back to behind the 20 car, obviously after his spin, and he shouldn't have re-overtaken the people that got past him. And there was a bit of a concertina effect where everyone just started to slow down. Somebody going very slowly in the back. That's Jack Atkinson, as we expected.
But he's allowed to.
So safety car in this lap message comes out once again, which means that Egloff once again gets control of the field as we come up to the Boothy Chicane. So now they will start stacking up information. Obviously Egloff now just wanting to get information a bit earlier than he did last time, after the waved off start.
But he still uses the left side, which is normally the worst side, because you have the first at first the right turn.
Yeah, Todorovic beside. Ooh, Todorovic loses out on the left hander, as you would expect. Now this group of three, very far ahead from everyone else. It's not really the biggest concerns. Where's everyone in the back? Egloff at 87 kilometers an hour. He's just holding pace very well, and he now holds the field. When is he going to go? Cohen's here, and that gives the green flag line. Does it? No, it doesn't. Obviously not. Green flag is waved, and good start from Todorovic. Look at Runas behind though. He's going to try and get through as well. Side by side for second place between Todorovic and Runas. Oh, there's a big one in the middle. Egloff still leads, but what happened in the back there? We missed it.
We've got the 24 car of that's dark side.
Look at Sean Williams here trying to go three. Sorry to interrupt, Thilo, but so Sean Williams trying to go three wide, and he turns in on Ferdinandez. He gets. Oh, that was despicable driving from Sean Williams. He's going to get himself wedged in the gravel if he's not careful there. But no, he just lost the back end on the brake and then drove probably the wind. Yep, Chris Ford, our weatherman. Thank you, Chris. Oh,
Runas has the lead. Car 18 Deadline Racing has got the lead.
Yep, and Santos and Todorovic side by side for third place. And Santos is going to take the place rather easily. Oh, Todorovic gets on the gravel, so does Santos. Where's Santos gone? Santos is back on. Oh, that's a big one. Santos is off. Oh, big crash.
Oscar's flying.
Oscar is flying. Sepam is off the track. Todorovic rejoins right at the no, and he gets a massive punt. Collier's over. Sean Williams spinning like a top. Safety car is out, but that was...
Oh dear.
No, Mole trying to recover there, but oh my life. Several teams having crashed as well and finishing the race, but trying to rejoin, and they're not allowed to do that.
That was not very good scene here at all. Something we didn't want to see actually, and we didn't expect to see to be serious. For a moment it felt like a red flag situation, to be serious.
Well, yeah, it was a very big accident, and I haven't heard any decisions from the admins about what the cause was, but it looked like we had Santos and... who was it? Santos and... Leicester thinking about it?
I think it was Egloff. Egloff had gone wide, and when returning to the track, Santos couldn't avoid an touching him. And we already after 11 minutes, and most of them with a safety car in front, we have got 4 cars out of the race.
Yep, and it's 777 Racing. What they're called? This is helpful. The guest team, my 3ID. Sepam. Who does Sepam drive for? And Dynamo definitely out.
And Estonian endurance races also out.
Yep, thank you for that.
Red flag, red flag.
And the red flag is out! So yeah, I was excuse that massive silence.
Shortly.
We were just thinking about. I was just listening to what Chris Ford had to say. He's been watching the replay, and massive, just goggle of cars coming together. But the red flag, as you have heard, is out.
Restart, judging from IC. What is this called? This chat thingy.
Oh, and there's an accident between drivers trying to get round to the start-finish line just to try and... Oh, this really hasn't gone well for...
It is not the best way to present some racing series, to be serious.
No, not at all. And this is one of the days that I really wish we had replays in Need for Speed, as ironically here comes Michael Booth trying to get a replay from us. Can we do that? Is that possible?
It could be possible. I don't know how we did it at the Kyoto 500. Okay, we are now getting a little break here. We hope to get you back soon.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're sorry for the problems we're having at the moment after that big incident where the red flag has come out, and we're now trying to analyse the admin team. Anyway, trying to analyse the replays and the footage, and trying to get anyone who they believed was a danger and caused the incident to go to the back of the grid for the restart. So Thilo, you saw the incident, I'm sure. What did you make of it?
Well, everything started with Glove going a bit wide in the right-hander under the bridge, and then the whole thing began. Santos bumped his back, and then it was just some big, massive garbage bin, I think.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot of cars just piling straight into the incident. It was blocking most of the track. You have to argue, but some not particularly sensible driving. Just to bring to the attention of you all, I'm sure you've all noticed the new overlay system we've got running today for the GTL, with my unbelievably cheesy smile on the face, which is joyful.
Yeah, my picture's not that that much better. Well, with this overlay system, we hope to make the racing a bit more better. We can show you the teams and what drivers are driving for the team, so it's quite a cheesy thing.
Yeah, well, there's all the organising team.
Yeah, round two. The course is 7.4 kilometers long, as you see. Race length still 3 hours. We've got a bit of wind over the track.
So the admins have come to a decision on what happened to the incident, and we saw Santos of Core Racing go off the circuit to the outside of that corner, and they were then rejoined. Then we saw N faculty and the guest team, my 3ID, coming on the back and not letting off the throttle during the time that Santos was going slowly. Santos then seemed to slow down even more, and that caused a chain reaction. Those two cars behind still didn't lift off. And then we also saw the car of Mull, that is RSR, decided that he didn't want to brake coming into the incident, seeing the yellow flags, and he piled into quite a few cars. Also we saw the car of 4, that's Todorovic, rejoining straight across the track, and some very, very silly driving from a lot of the drivers. Yep, so those cars at the moment, it's N faculty. N faculty have definitely been moved to the back. I'm not sure about anyone else at the moment.
We're waiting for the restart here.
But yes, everyone, now the admin's trying to sort out the grid as it was before. According to the rules, this is what I'm thinking anyway, and this is what I've got the theory on. I think that the race will restart with 3 hours to go again, because it was closer to the 3 hour mark than the 2 hour mark. Am I right in saying that, Thilo, do you know?
Well, I think it's I think the same as you think, because just because of the fact that it says a complete restart in IRC. Also, I'm sure it. And so we're still waiting. Interesting facts here in the background. The driver uh, of my 3ID is only 11 years old. I just heard.
Yeah, it's either 11 or 13, we can't really decide, but it does make you think whether or not, you know, drivers of that age should be competing at such a level where, you know, accidents occur frequently, but, you know, stupidity does happen.
Yeah. Well, however, he is quite young, and that's well, we don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, in real life, he wouldn't be able to race a car, so in virtual life, he might be. Whether he should be or not is a different question. Cars are going ready.
So now just waiting for one car to ready up before we restart this race with 3 hours to go.
Yes.
There we go.
Cars are ready, and now the safety car should also go ready. We have again a full field for the my 3ID gaming car, and now Neil McEvoy is in the car. And for the 27 car, which was also involved in the incident and put at the back of the grid, Niels Mal is the new driver.
Yep, so just to reiterate that, after that incident, the cars of Racing Radicals, and Faculty Racing and My 3ID Racing have all been put to the back. So Jack Atkinson taking over the safety car after Christian Yarver. Our resident safety car failing to respond. Wind speed up to 24 kilometers an hour on the restart. Yep, there is our safety car, Jack Atkinson. Lights are blazing on the front row. And Egloff will take the pole once again. Todorovic in second. Runas takes third, and now after the new and improved grid, shall we say, Santos in fourth, Hutchison fifth, Osgaard sixth, Slocum seventh. Sean Williams is in eighth after a timeout last time, so he's getting extremely lucky. Smith is ninth, Bankhauser 10th, Lombardi 11th, Sepam 12th. As they all lead away.
Maybe we can talk about the track again. I mean, we have, well, we have talked about it earlier on, but maybe new guys have now tuned in here at our beautiful multi-BC stream. We're using the regular, at least halfway regular Grand Prix long version of the Kyoto track. But to improve the racing, we have also introduced the Boothy Chicane, which is used also in Masters of Endurance. And we thought to do so because we want to prepare the races here in GTAL for the big challenges in LFS like Masters of Endurance.
Yeah, very true, and that is also why we've got the likes of Wind in the series, and the guest team also featuring there as well to try and get these teams as close as they can to an MOE opponent to see how they would fare. Speaking of the Boothy Chicane, there it is.
As far as I know, you are also commentating Masters of Endurance. How was the racing there back then? Or
Yeah, it was good. I mean, 12 hours is a long time for a massive endurance race. I mean, even the 6-hour normal event, you do end up getting some rather boring times where everyone just spaces themselves out naturally after just raw pace from some people and less pace from others. But the chicane did have an extra overtaking factor in that it's a slower corner, so you've got a massive braking point in which to pull alongside. So, you know, it does improve the racing, in my opinion.
Well,
as we approach. Go on, Thilo.
Yeah, well, I think that it's quite difficult to really set up a clean overtaking maneuver, as the corner also narrows up because of the near chicane.
Yeah, very true. As Jack Atkinson gets the word to accelerate away. So Egloff now controlling the pace.
This time we have got the odd numbers on the left side. That's regulated by the admins this time, so Egloff doesn't have the choice of where to start. Oh, sorry, that was his choice, and that was just a reminder.
Yep, here comes Egloff on the pit strip, holding about 100 kilometers an hour. A bit over it now. Everyone following rather nicely behind, so it looks like the start won't be waved off. Very close, and Todorovic is the one to look out for, whether he gets a good start and gets down the inside into turn 1. Everyone a crawling pace, and when will the green flag be given? It's given now. And Tommy Osgaard jumps out the blocks as well with a brilliant start. Runarsson going side by side with Todorovic once again for third place. Santos may have a dive down the inside as well, coming into turn 1. Tommy Osgaard down the inside as well, 4 wide into turn 1. Runarsson goes on the outside. He's very sideways. He's in the grass. Osgaard the big winner in that. He's up to 5th.
And Runas the big loser now in 29th.
Yep, big problems for Runas. I'm watching it again on the little window of the stream I've got here. I think he just got pushed out the wide there. There we go. He just got pushed out wide, dropped the wheel, got very sideways on the brakes, and hit the wall. Bang. There we go. Santos of course racing now challenging for the lead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Santos now in a very good position, now turning to the inside, having the advantage of 2 right-handers to come.
Yeah, a bit of contact from Egloff. He's trying to hold him off as much as he can. Santos making sure, hopefully, not to touch this curb. He's already rolled in qualifying once, I think, here. But he manages to make the move stick. So Core Racing take the lead. Hutchison also just got past Todorovic as well, but Todorovic wants it back. Rather obviously, Tommy Osgaard behind as well. Christian Yavor, safety car, has returned from wherever he was. We've got another smash of the same player.
Collier and Laprovot. They have had enough there, it seems.
Yep, Iskra also just rejoining with the same place as the very controversial contact had earlier. Williams and Todorovic side by side by the looks of things. Tommy Osgaard seemingly cut the chicane, and Williams and Todorovic side by side. Oh, Williams cutting across him like mad. He's going to try down the inside of Tommy Osgaard. Is he Lombardi and Slocum side by side behind as well? Lombardi getting contact from Slocum, but he manages to survive somehow. Todorovic still under pressure from Lombardi. Sepam going side by side with Slocum for 8th place. He makes the move stick. Williams and Todorovic side by side. No, Lombardi and Todorovic, sorry. Side by side coming into turn 1. Not anymore. Todorovic having to slip behind Lombardi. Todorovic with a very good qualifying time for serving chrome pistons. Put them second as he takes the Skippy line, as it's affectionately known throughout the world of LFS. Bankhauser looking to try and get past Fernandez as well, back in 16th and 15th, and he makes a move stick through turn 1. Oh, and while we've been away, Egloff has retaken the lead from Santos, but he's back in the same place again, chorusing that very interesting negative skin. Not to everyone's real liking. Oh, Egloff pushing Santos over into the gravel there. Oh, Santos is over in the gravel now, and he's going to hit the wall, is he? No, he just manages to keep it at the wall. Where's he going to rejoin? Oh, and it's Williams and Santos as well. Lombardi's off.
Lombardi.
He manages to survive somehow without losing too much. Williams was off there, so was Slocum.
And Farmer's off. Number 19.
Yep. Farmer, who else was off with him? Because it was definitely someone else. Was it Mull? Was it East? I think it was Mull.
Well, at least it didn't end like an I like to call it try one.
Smith and Williams side by side. Smith's just taken the position off Williams, so he's going backwards after that incident.
Sepam spun in the Boothy Chicane.
Scott McKenzie also alongside Runas down in 18th position as Runas tries to fight his way through. He makes a position up again. Scott McKenzie's going to fight back in that FXR.
And Neil McEvoy in the Double O guests team, he's already up to 9th position.
Yep, and he's also going for 8th on Sean Williams down the inside, coming into turn 1 now. Will he make the move stick? Yes, I think he will. Well, McAvoy, very experienced driver. He's done away. He's done IGDC. He's done everything before. I don't think he's done IGDC actually because he's an admin. But well, 930 fighting the way back from dead last after the almost retirement for them in the red flag incident.
And I think the Double O machine will be a real contender for the victory when I look at the lineup. Which is, I think, now only Neil McEvoy and Hugo Lewis. Hugo Lewis is the one who leads the drivers' ranking in SPDO database.
Yeah, well, you've just seen something awful with Smith on board trying to overtake Lublin, no Zion racing team, and try and go down the inside, but you just saw Smith back off a lot there. Doesn't really have the guts to try the inside line in that corner.
Williams off, Williams off.
There already, and there's another one as well. And that's Williams again.
And someone, and Lystra also.
Yeah, Williams seemingly really liking that grass today. He's been in there a good 4 times, I think. Oh, it was a very strange incident as well. Meanwhile, Seb Hutchinson has made a move for the lead. So Sonic Realms now lead. Egloff still second and still trying to fight for that position back. Tommy Oscar of 777 Racing is third with Santos of Core in fourth. Todrich managing to hold on in fifth. And Niall McAvoy going down the inside of Pazinski. Taking the move very, very easily from him.
Within only 4 laps, they've returned from. I think they were in the last 4 positions now to 6th.
Yep, Scott McKenzie in that little FXR is now trying to make a move on Runas down the pit straight, coming into turn 1 soon. Will he have the legs on him though with that less power? Well, it looks like it. He's had the draft for half the straight. Scott McKenzie down the inside of Runas. Will he make the move stick for the FXR? Yes, he will. Oh, but he gets sideways. Runas has the run on him. And he's having to move to the outside because Santos holding the inside like it's his own. Which it is in theory, but Runas is going to have the draft. Down the inside comes Runas. Once again, he's going to make the move. Stick, is he? Ooh, sideways through the corner. Scott McKenzie's going to hold it around the outside, but it's just not enough, and Runas takes the place for Deadline Racing.
Bad luck for Deadline Racing, who have been in the top position before, in the top pack before they got to the start.
Slow come under pressure from Wand, as we see here, after racing and cone dodges. Cone dodges also, though, coming forward and back on the car of Zion. So it tries somebody else off.
And Iskra.
Who is that? Yep, so that's Lombardi and Mull going slow also, as we just heard, Fernandez.
And we've got the first driver substitution upcoming. Leistra will pull in into the pit lane as Tiefenbach is standing in the pit lane and waiting for the car.
Yep, we also see Runas taking on Fuba. Abernethy at the wheel of the Fuba machine. Runas still away at the wheel of the Deadline car. And he's going to hold the inside. Down the inside, is Abernethy going to try? No, he's not. Runas takes another place up to 13th place. Abernethy can't get through, and there's Scott McKenzie down the inside as well. So Abernethy losing 2 places in 2 corners.
We've got a battle upcoming for 3rd position. Ostgaard is losing room to Santos, and I think Santos will be trying to break aside him at the next possible spot. So we're now coming down to, I think, turn 2. Not enough now, but maybe through the S's he will be able to pass to get into the fighting position of Ostgaard.
Yeah, well, you do have to remember the XRR does have a bit of a benefit here, almost, with the fact that every corner is a very high speed corner, and the XRR does have a bit of a stronger top end in the series this year.
Santos, who has been flying in round 1 through the field after he didn't benefit from the restart of the race at Blackwood.
Oh, and Abernethy's off big style. Abernethy is off very big there. He was running away from me in TV director, so unfortunately we didn't get there very quickly, but he just had a very big smash into the outside wall in the corner that we've seen so many accidents in. And we were talking about Santos also, trying to get on the back of Tony Oscar, but he's now, rather than doing that, he's falling into the clutches of Todorovic. Santos slowly falling into the clutches of Todorovic. He's not giving up yet.
Hutchinson and fastest lap of my 3ID Gaming. A 2 minutes 25.34. Slowly approaching the battle for 4th position between Todorovic and Santos,
who now goes side by side. Todorovic trying to use the outside of the track to get a bit more grip, but not being able to do it. Now he tries down the inside. Doesn't have the legs on Santos, unfortunately.
There is a very little left-hander kink That's the reason why Santos could stay in front of Todorovic, who's now under attack of McAvoy.
Yeah, McAvoy now very close, and he's going to get in the slipstream. He gives him a tap there, a bit of a rattle his cage a bit, let him know he's there. Down the inside comes McAvoy. He's, ooh, didn't have the legs again. You can't make an overtaking manoeuvre here because you'll end up in that gravel trap that everyone's been in up to now, almost. Look at McAvoy now, he's really hunting down Todorovic. He's going to try and get in the slipstream through the oval section, making sure not to be too close through this long left-hander that seems to go on forever. But in that, Todorovic has only managed to get closer to Santos, by the looks of things.
3 over 3, Todorovic can keep the distance between him and the My3ID gaming car.
Ooh,
and Santos goes wide in the
Santos
Boothy Chicane.
Santos goes over the... Oh, Santos over the gravel. He loses 2 places. And McAvoy loses a bit of time to Todorovic as well, but I'm sure he'll be back. Mackenzie and Rin coming into the Boothy Chicane as well. Mackenzie gets a tap from Rin. Mackenzie goes over the grass. He will recover, I'm sure, but... bit of a cheeky monkey is Rin today. He's only 11 years old as well, driving for Serbian Sim Racing Lithuania team, or is it Team Lithuania?
Sim Racing Lithuania team. Hutchinson just overlapped the O2 car of Lublin Racing. McAvoy now trying to overtake Todorovic. Most likely under the bridge the move will be. He's in the slipstream. Whoa, tap. And now he's on the inside of Todorovic. Good. Got the overlap, but he doesn't do the...
Yeah, well, you need to have some bottle to be able to make a move there, and he just didn't have any there.
And we've got Faculty Racing retiring from the race, it seems. Yeah, now again slipstream action down to the Boothy Chicane. Todorovic tapped the wall, losing a bit of speed now. Inside move and whoa!
Oh, McAvoy overcooks it. Well.
Missed the braking point by far.
Yes, he did. And he just went straight on.
McAvoy now down to Santos in 5th position still, but Santos just can feel the slipstream.
Yep, just not close enough, but he'll probably start to close up on McAvoy, especially if he catches Todorovic and then gets stuck behind for a while.
Behind that, Slocomb is in the slipstream of Smith. Smith in the Something Awful car. Something Awful this time in this, well, pink car, I would say.
Yep, Runas also looking at the car of Zion Racing Team now. Runas really on a charge. He's made several overtaking moves in the past few laps. Now look at him closing up on Zion. He really wants to make the move stick at some stage. Try getting the slipstream now. There's not too many long and troubling corners for the front tyres. There we go, bit of a tap. Rattles the cage. And will he dive down the inside? There's still plenty of time. 3-hour race, remember, 22 minutes and 40 seconds in, and he makes he thinks about it and decides not to. Wise choice, I would think.
Yes. And now he got the chance because Zion went wide, and Runas is now having the 11th position.
Yep, now look at Slocum on the back of Smith again, as Thilo was talking about earlier. Now he's going to look down the inside in the Boothy Chicane. Will he make the move stick? No, he won't, I don't think. Not going quickly enough. Is that somebody off? No. Ooh, and Smith goes very wide in the Boothy Chicane.
Car 14
missing the braking
points. Car 14 gets a warning for contact with car 28 on lap 7 at the Boothy Chicane.
Yeah, I think we saw that on stream. Meanwhile, Sepam and Gabauga have been having an epic battle for a good million years, and it's keeping going, 7 carat and ER, but now look at Abernethy swing round to try and take the 17th position, sorry, off Sepam. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
In real life racing during endurance races, you usually overtake on the straights instead of in the corners, because in 9 of 10 times you can get without any damage out of an overtake maneuver on the straight.
And we're now going side by side with Zion now. Or at least trying. Collier is off somewhere by the sound of things. Look at Rin though, he tries to get around the outside, nearly dropping a wheel.
Rinner. Rinner is now... he's at least trying to focus on Paczynski.
I've just noticed that McAvoy has got past Todorovic. Todorovic is having none of it. He's really fighting back. He's going around the outside of the oval section. Now he's going to get back in the draft. Now will he get the run on him in the Boothy Chicane?
I wouldn't try it in his position, because McAvoy won't score any points. Will not score any points. And if he's smart, he will now try to copy McAvoy's line, and so he could move up at the back of Ostgaard. If someone is interested in what has happened to the incidents and to the investigation of those incidents at the first start, they will be investigated after the race, so the race admins can focus on this very race.
Yep, and here is Lapravot on Bjornsson.
Bjornsson got the inside line through the kink. With two four-wheel driving cars, both in the FXR.
Yep, speaking of the FXR, I'm going to do a bit of plugging here. ITCC returns for its test race tomorrow night from 6 PM, if I'm 100% right, and that will be broadcast on the ITCC channel on live stream. Jonathan Palmer, Michael Passingham and Michael Booth, I would expect commentating on that one.
Jan Laprovert now trying to move inside of Björnsson and you know, make it stick. Björnsson ran a bit wide after the bridge right-hander, which is something of a very interesting corner today, where most of the stuff which has happened.
Yep, and here is Williams and Iskra. Iskra attempting to make a move, and Williams very deep in the Boothy Chicane, and he goes way over the gravel. And Iskra will just drive straight out around the outside, and I would have thought, ooh. Williams still holds the legs on them, excuse me for that. Now McAvoy with another fastest lap.
Going sideways, and now Iskra should be safe.
Runas going down the outside of Serbian hell drivers with the man who I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of. Thilo, you might be able to do a bit better than me on that one. But he makes a move stick around the outside, good driving from Runas.
Yeah, Simonovic is now in the SS and has to read the number plate of Runas. And
He
Williams is
back
again
on
at
Iskra. Yep, you beat me on that one, Thilo. Oh, and Lombardi's backwards in the gravel. It's the grass.
Luckily not in the gravel. If it would be in the gravel and he's driving an XRR, it would be a safety car situation, I think.
Well, you never know, people can always switch to mouse and try and wiggle the car out. Just forwards and backwards. Meanwhile, there's Williams once again trying to get past Iskra, and he's done it this time. Will he overcook it through the Boothy Chicane? No, he won't. And he holds on to that 19th. And Simonovic trying to work his way around 7 car. Runas ahead as well. He gets contact, and Simonovic and Runas make contact. Simonovic sideways in the middle of the track. Well, I think you saw that better than me, folks.
Well, unfortunate for all the involved drivers. The one who profits of it is Williams, I think, because he's now around Iskra. Finally.
And Sepam on Runas. No, Runas on Sepam, rather, after his incident. Look how close he's... Runas seems to have this very, very strange... Oh, I say strange, very, very aggressive style of trying to overtake by just getting right behind Sepam and trying to intimidate them, and he's going around the outside now into turn number 3. I'm going to call it number 3, you can call it number 2 if you want to, I'm not fussed. Can't make the move stick though. Runas still has a bit of an overlap. Will Sepam realise this and not turn in? Mountain Runas loses time. Maybe even Abernethy.
Runas is in a very close group of racing here after half an hour. And now he's trying to overtake Sepam. Sepam had made a mistake and he got overtaken by Runas, and now also Abernathy is overtaken Sepam.
And Sepam now also almost nearly going to come under attack from Williams. Abernethy and him still side by side, though I've just realised, coming into the Boothy Chicane, and Sepam has the inside. Will he outbrake himself? Williams down the inside as well, and he's going to try and go down Abernethy. He doesn't. Without outbreaking himself and without killing anyone.
That's something new. But Williams makes a mistake and goes over the rumble strips. That's some damage to the suspension, and Abernathy is now on the outside of the King, but on the inside of the first chicane. That should be
he will have the run.
enough.
I think he should probably slot away before the corner even come. But Williams will get the draft a bit. Unfortunately, that's not going to help him much. We have a wild dive down the inside because we've seen him do it before. No, he won't. Every day and every race he's getting in maturity, is Sean Williams, but every now and then his wild instincts come in. Oh, McAvoy spun! McAvoy spins! Bang into the wall there. And he's got suspension damage and he's lost everything now.
And he has to wait until there is a gap. Ooh.
Oh, and this is a lot of time. There's the gap he needs, and he's down to 10th for my 3ID. Big shame for them, and he just dropped a wheel coming out of that corner once again. I love that corner.
Yeah, it's exciting here today.
There's Runas off as well in the same corner.
I have the feeling that's a combination out of the wind, from the wind and the corner itself, which is always a breath-taking moment when you go through there with just shifting down one gear. And Björnsson also out.
Abernethy under attack from Williams, and Williams is going to try dive down the inside into the Boothy Chicane. Will Abernethy leave room? Williams makes a move. Wow! He can overtake.
I could say something very, very bad about him, but I don't want to do it on. Oh, and Abernathy spun. Abernathy spun.
Abernethy, yeah. How do you spin there? He's rejoined right into...
He was too fast in the chicane there, and I think he niched the rumble strips there, and then his car got loose.
Yep, Lapravot's moving in on it. He's going to make contact down the street. You don't have to get that close. Very close to tip the pair of them, just careless, and Jan Lapravot doesn't make the move. Runas praying behind, but that was just downright stupidity from the both of them. If there was a bit more lag there, the both would have been up into the sky. Very stupid driving. He's going down the inside, and Lapravot, he overcuts it though.
And Runas coming!
Runas is coming down the inside as well! Nearly making a 3 wide. There was somebody up ahead trying to cut the corner like a rally driver there. spraying up a lot of dirt, but look at Runas behind. He's preying on Laprovot in the slow FXR anyway.
And now Laprovot and the oval turn 1, sorry. Laprovot going in onto the inside, and now he breaks into the Boothy Chicane and makes it stick.
Look at Runas trying to go around the inside of Iskra again as well. Iskra down the inside of Laprovot though. Runas still not being able to make too much room. Look at him sideways, Runas. He's going to burn those tyres.
Well, at least Ixa is not fighting with Williams anymore. And Runas pulls onto the inside of Iskra and overtakes him before the chicane.
Runas still pressuring Iskra as we come through the S's, or the sweepers, or whatever you want to call them. Very, very fast corners, just a tiny little lift, so flat out all of them until we get to that corner, as we can probably call it today. Every single driver, I think, has probably had an excursion into the rough stuff on the outside of that corner, and it's quite worrying that, I mean, the wind's probably a factor in it, but the fact that everyone can't get round. Williams is off! Williams is off again in that corner! Look at Williams! He's backwards and he's not having a good day.
Third time, fourth time? Runas now. Runas now at the back of Extra.
Oh, Laprovot making a mistake.
And Williams and Simanovic are now battling for 19th now. Not a good day for Williams. Williams pulling onto the inside of the King.
Yeah. Not a brilliant day for Serbian hell drivers either. They've had several excursions off into the tyre in the Boothy Chicane, and will he look down the inside of Williams? No, he sees sense. Exhaust's off big! Exhaust's off big! And he's running away with my GUI again.
He's on the track again. He's on the track. 5th now. Down in 5th.
Disaster for Egloff, and we were just talking about this in the private bind. Chris Foyle nicely pointing out that his front tyres are heating very, very strangely, and he'll probably have to come in for an early pit stop, an even earlier pit stop now after that After that damage, he's got quite a bit of right front damper damage. He may have to come in a bit earlier than he was expecting.
Yeah, his right front tire is also quite worn, but, well, it is... I don't know how to describe it. It is not flat, as you would expect it through a race. It is more or less... well, the inside of the tire is has got less profile than the outside.
Yeah, I've also just noticed a bit of interesting damage, and this is why we here in broadcasting in IFS want rubbing body parts, because you can see on the car of Noel now his front tyres are poking through the front bumper. Now if that was a real car, either the bumper would be totally away, or there would be smoke billowing from that car at a rate of knots. Which would be more entertaining. Meanwhile, here is Runas and Laprevot, yes. Stop beating me to things, Thilo.
I'm sorry, but I think we've got the same thoughts.
Yep, Iskra now on the attack on Runas, though. Very close down the outside for turn 1. Officially, he's on the inside of the kink. He's trying to get the draft off Laprevot. I think he's got it, and that's going to help him a lot. Runas will get in the draft now, but oh, that's a good idea from Iskra. He's going to try around the outside of Laprevot as well, and he's going to do it.
And Runas tries also on the outside, but doesn't make it stick.
And that was some very, very clever thinking and some very, very good driving from Iskra.
Well, the Earth Dreams livered car of Tiger Express Racing got some airtime here today.
Yep, down the inside of him comes Runas.
So Laprevot now having a good distance to the Runas in his back and Iskra in front of him.
Also just noticing that in the battle for third place, Todorovic is being caught quite considerably by Santos.
I think the only one who hasn't done any mistake today is the leader, who is very silent up in front there after 18 laps or 45 minutes.
Laprevot and Runas side by side through the oval section, and Runas will have the inside for the Boothy Chicane, but only if he's got a bit more of a run on Laprevot. As this king comes in and Runas cutting across Laprevot, you can't do that! He had to be extremely confident that he was ahead, and he was, thankfully, but oh, that was a bit aggressive, shall we say. Slocum now attacking Egloff, or is it Egloff just making a move on Slocum as he goes Skippy, meow, straight over the grass.
I think this is a race where some guys might quote us again in the forums. Now up in front, Todorovic and Santos having a battle. The flying Brazilian, as I like to call him.
Yep, he's absolutely flying, as you say, and look at him, he's gonna... Will he try it on the inside? We've seen this so many times, we've seen tears so many times here, but he's got a considerable overlap. Todorovic, oh, he's not gonna back down, it's Todorovic, he's gonna stay around, but Santos has the edge. Santos takes third place, but Todorovic will want to be passed. Once again.
Quite strange to see a car racing in the blue car.
Yep, the car has negative colours as well. I think it was Pick D Don't quote me on that one, but he had the idea for the skin, which is, it's basically just a normal coarse skin, but with all the colours reversed, and well, I personally don't really like it. Also just heard from Jonathan Palmer that the designer himself, Pick D, doesn't like it.
And now we've got for the
Williams.
03 car Brunzel coming into the server, who will most likely Egloff in the pit lane.
Yeah, but look at Williams around the outside of Abernethy. He's going to try down the inside into the Boothy Chicane. Yes, he is. Will he make it stick? They don't make contact, but Williams not making the move, unfortunately. Abernethy too slow. Chris Ford, stop pressing your binds.
Okay, Brunzel now climbing into the car for Egloff.
Yeah, very early stop. 49 minutes gone as of now. And still Sonic Realms Racing with their first time of leader race in GTL this year.
Well,
Runas is also having another go at Iskra.
I want to point out that Brunzel is in the
And
car.
he was
This was the guy with the controversy during the qualifying.
Ooh, yes, it was. You're right. As Runas there, you see, drives around the outside of Iskra, and Kenneth O'Keefe not at all happy at my comments about the core racing skin. Here's Williams on the back of Abernethy, and Williams will get the draft. Now, this is where Williams' sensibility comes into things. He's going to go and try and have a go down the inside of a corner that he's been off in a good 4 times this race, but he manages to stick it.
Well, he survives.
And now McAvoy also fighting his way up from that spin. He's going down the inside of Smith now into the final complex. And that was a good move, diving down on the brakes. Got a slither on. Managed to hold it in a straight line and took the position. He's up to 8th.
McAvoy just has taken the fastest lap award again with a 2:24.27.
Oh, and that is number 2. That's Lublin I can't find them.
Williams is off
as well on the outside of the Boothy Chicane.
or has been off.
Yep, he's out, thankfully, so we don't have another safety car. But that was a big spin from the Zion Racing, not Zion. Come on, Chris Lublin, who have had a very poor season. They were second in last year's championship and just not having the pace this year.
Well, that's the same for E-Team, I think. They have won the last year's championship and are now down to... Okay, they are out, I think.
Oh, and Fernandez! How did you spin it there, Fernandez?
Well, Oscar just passed him. And Fernandez spinning again. He's got problems with his back tires. That's the cause of his spins.
Yeah, those tires are warm, and as you drive straight past the pit exits, this isn't going to go well for Fernandez in this lap.
Could be that there should be a driver change soon, but the driver is not yet on the server. That's what I presume.
Rinne, on the back of Sepam now.
So, after 53 minutes, just a short rundown, we've got Hutchinson for Sonic Realms in first position. Second, Tommy Osgott, who was winning round 1 with 777 Racing. In third, Santos with the number 20 and some may call it ugly car. Todorovic in fourth. Went in 8th for Raptor Gaming. Then E-Team, who are not out of the race, but down in 6th position. They're doing better than at Blackwood. Slocump, number 15, down in 7th, now fighting with the My 3ID car McEvoy, down in 8th.
I've just noticed that, who was it? It was Fernandez is having a bit of fun with race. The driver number 4 currently, he's in 4th. He is Todorovic for Serbian Chrome Pistons, and those rear tyres are causing him big issues.
Newton just overtook the car from Abernathy, the 09 machine. Of Fuba.
Now McAvoy fighting his way through after that spin, as we said before, coming on the back of cone dodges.
Mal just ran off in that corner.
Yeah, McAvoy on the back of Slocum. Somebody's off. It's Scott McKenzie. He's in the pit lane. Yeah, pit lane. McAvoy around the outside of Slocum, and he's done it before the corner. Oh, but he overcooks it a bit in the right hand 90 degree. Is that Slocum? That's Slocum off. That's a. Ooh, he's overcooked it. So is Smith behind him, though. Minimal loss for him. Rinne and Sepam go side by side, and Sepam making contact with Rinne. A bit of like, notice that I'm seeing Rinne right for a change now after a lot of yelling at me from behind the scenes from everyone in the Ventrilo server. But he's now battling with Sepam, and I think he's overtaken Sepam, has he? I don't know. Sepam's still challenging on the back of Rinne though. He's going to try down the inside into that corner. Will it stick? Yes, Rinne, very aggressive turn in from Rinne, trying to get cut back on him, and he's done it, sort of, but nearly smacking Sepam up the backside. In that, Sepam's going to run wide. Rinne's going to probably try and duck down the inside, but he doesn't. He loses it on the slipstream. Darren Lobb joining the server for Infinity Esports, who have just gone from bad to bad to bad to bad to bad to bad throughout this first stint. 57 minutes gone, and they are second last except Lublin, who we've already talked about having a very poor season.
Smith fighting now for the 8th position.
Santos is off. Santos had a front left puncture, and that's a very bad place to have it because it's in the second corner of the whole lap, and this is a very long lap, 7.1 kilometers. Here is Kenneth O'Keefe to take over. I sense this because Kenneth O'Keefe ran away from MSN just a few minutes ago, but now Santos is going to have to crawl home. He's going to get in the way of Vand? Why did I say Vand? Or is it Vand? I don't know. Zion's off as well.
Yeah, they were off in that corner.
Oh, look at Santos crawling. He's going to lose so much time core racing. Oh, that's a shame, is that. Now McAvoy driving around the outside of Santos now. That's a bit of a brave move to do, knowing that he's going to understeer off like a cargo ship. Oh, and as he approaches that corner, making sure not to overcook into there.
That shouldn't be a problem with that slow car.
Oh, Bankhauser! Bankhauser going straight on there. Story ran away from a GUI, went straight on into the corner after that corner.
I hope Santos is now looking around him, because now Stocomb and Smith are fighting for position behind him.
Side by side, Rinne and Sepam, and banging doors going through the oval section, the fastest section of the whole track, and they're just batting each other side by side, and Rinne has to back off from Sepam. Oh, but Rinne nearly outbraking himself, nearly taking Sepam with him on the outside of the Boothy Chicane. Just holds it on the track, Kurt behind him running wide from that corner. But there's been some very, very, for me, stupid driving from a lot of drivers here.
We've got a problem up in front. Fuber Racing is not giving the line to Hutchinson.
Oh, you're right.
Finally
that's not on. That's Newton.
Johansson overtook from Slocomb, and Rune is also doing a pit stop. Several guys are doing a pit stop. Williams also comes in. Finally O'Keefe can overtake from Santos, and Puntola overtakes from Laprovod.
Mull and O'Keefe go side by side, and this does matter, actually, because it is for position after the pit stops. And Puntola and Kalamansky, something like that, are also side by side ahead. Also for position, and this can only end in thank you, someone who said it was Kamanskas. He's off! He's off in the gravel, is Kamanskas. Mo and O'Keefe still side by side. Beside them, Puntola holding them up. Look at O'Keefe. O'Keefe not having... Whoa! Goes sideways over the curb! He holds onto it, nearly rolling. That was Larry from him. Here is Gruner, but look at O'Keefe on Puntola. He wants to be passed. Of course he wants to be passed. He's slowing him down. Down the inside he goes.
That corner
Reese is off in that corner, in that corner.
Ren causing yellow flag.
And Reese also under attack from Kilmanskas once again after Kilmanskas decided he wanted to go sideways for something.
Brunsel seems to have had enough. His car is damaged. I think the damage earlier was repaired.
Oh, and Fernandez presses a bind. Fernandez presses a bind. And that'll be a drive-through penalty for Capo Team Taxi or whatever they're called.
And Fernandez is off. Fernandez wasn't in the car.
Hutchison, our leader, is in the pits. Oscar in as well.
Oscar. And Michael Booth in the car for Hutchinson.
Everyone run away. This is Michael Booth leaving the pit lane. He will rejoin in 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th,
3rd,
3rd, 4th,
4th. Todorovic
McAvoy is on the
field.
hunt for Johansson. Yes, Todorovic leading the field. Look at McAvoy, he's very close to cone dodgers now. Only Todorovic, Vond and Smith and I shouldn't have said this now. Iskra, Bjornsson and Mull yet to make a pit stop. And McAvoy now challenging. He comes down the inside of Johansson. Johansson's going to be squeezed out into the rumble strips and he has to back off. McAvoy takes 9th.
Yeah, and no, that was a very strange place to pass. Johannesson, I think, didn't thought about being passed there. Oh, we've got a battle for 16th.
Reese there just being overtaken by Kamanskas. Kamanskas losing his run. Kamanska's down the inside of Reese, 17 and 18.
Raptor
Kamanska's can't make the
Wendt
move.
coming to pit lane. Smith, for something awful, comes into pit lane. That's bringing Michael Booth up to second position, and Todorovic will join the pit lane at the end of this lap. So 26 seconds of lead for Todorovic to Booth. I don't think that will be enough to stay in lead for SCP. Michael Booth have had a very bad... oh, and we've got a battle for third, fourth. Falkenhayn is overtaking Gruner.
Yeah, both have pitted, so Raptors made a massive gaining on 777 there. Gruner's coming down the inside again, he's driving down! Oh, he gets sideways. And he loses the place eventually. Gruner being a bit risky there. Smith also under attack from Perron. Perron driving for E-Team. E-Team not having the best of seasons once again after most of their quality drivers have ended up having to go to their new MOE team that they won through this very competition.
Gruner still behind Falkenhayn. He just got the momentum out of that corner, but he couldn't convert it into a real overtaking chance. Boothy now passing the pit lane entrance. Todorovic still in the pit lane, and Boothy will take over the lead. This right now.
Brestovac now takes over the car. Falkenhayn, as we see now, is coming into the final complex now with Gruner close behind, so Brestovac will take second place. Oh, and that's a good run from them. Here comes Gruner on Falkenhayn, I'm having that. Down the inside comes Gruner into turn 1. And brake for the both of them. Gruner takes the place. Falkenhayn trying to go around the outside, but he can't. Here is Andy Fruitcake. And also here comes Falkenhayn trying to overtake Gruner. Once again, side by side. Perron back in the pits, is he? I don't know. Gruner down the inside. He takes his place again. Falkenhayn still trying to go down the inside into the sweepers, but he's not going to be able to get down. Gruner shutting the door.
So I think they settled a bit now, Falkenhayn and Gruner.
Benitez off there. Oh, Benitez nearly taking out. Ooh, that was close. Iskra approaching the back of Bjornsson as well. That is for
Infinity
10th
Esports
and
just
11th.
retired.
Oh, in the half, so that's a shame for Infinity. Obviously not retiring as Downlob returns. Okay, I've just heard that he does not get to rejoin if he leaves on his own, as we see Iskra just overtaking Bjornsson there for 10th place. Bjornsson's going to try and come round the outside. Andy Fruitcake takes over for RSR, but Downlob won't be allowed to rejoin on his own. There he is, he's back into the spectator. So Infinity have retired.
Yes, they have retired.
And here comes Kilmanskis down the inside into the Boothy Chicane of Reese. And that's a good move. Clipping the cone does Kilmanskis. And Reese getting a bit of a wiggle on. He's going to go side by side again. So that XRR has had a very good run out of the Boothy Chicane. He's going to even maybe pull ahead before the final complex, which he does so. Now will Reese defend? No, he can't get in there quick enough. Kilmanskis down the inside. Now will he make the stick? Oh, he's sideways, holds on. And Reese holds on. He clips that cone as well, does Reese though. A lot of cone clipping going on here. White also being pulled in by Renner.
Boothy made a mistake coming out of the Boothy Chicane. He came sideways, accelerating out of it. Quite a blame, as he was the constructor of the chicane.
And Falkenberg once again under attack from Gruner. Gruner looking to the inside, Andy Fruitcake ahead. He's a back marker. Gruner
Kirschtorte
not holding on. Kirschtorte, Fruitcake.
No, it means cherry cake. Interesting.
I do apologise to Andy Kirschtorte, who isn't actually called Andy Fruitcake. We've just heard from our German translator. Kirschtorte means cherry cake, so it's Andy Cherry Cake rather than Andy Fruitcake.
A bit of cherry cake.
Well, if you can translate Kirschtorte, if you translate Kirschtorte, you can also translate Falkenheim, for example, which would be, well, something like Hawk Home.
Well, there you go. Names. You heard the voice of Michael Passingham in the background talking about Andy Cherry Cake. And Michael Passingham now joins us. Hello, Michael.
Good evening. Yeah, this is sorry about just talking about cherry cakes in the background there. Didn't mean to mention that to everyone, but yes, here I am once again. In fact, for the first time, commentating on a Grand Touring Amateur League race.
Yep, and you walk in on the battle between Rinner and Sean Williams, his teammate Verstrecken. And Rinner is going to come down the inside. He outbreaks himself. Look at the lock he's got on. His front tyres are absolutely cooked.
Falkenheim is overtaken by Gruner.
And with that, he goes into the pit lane. Those tyres were shot indeed. He was making a pass on number 13, the Optics team, Verstappen. They've had a nightmare of a race so far. Sean Williams driving off into the gravel like it's his favourite granny. Driving off into his favourite granny? That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, yeah, Sean Williams seemed to like the grass quite a lot earlier in the race, going off at the same corner several times. And then as soon as his teammate Verstappen got into the car, he also drove off into the grass a few times. So yeah, Optics not having a good time down in 19th position.
Well, I've
Green
really
up
missed
also
those comments.
catching on Falkenberg. And sorry, I just totally buttoned in on you there, Thilo. Go ahead.
No problem. Racing is more important than that I missed Passer around here in the booth.
And here is Iskra on Johansson side by side. And does Johansson have the inside? Iskra manages to go around the outside through the Boothy Chicane. Well done. Kenneth O'Keefe also bring behind on Johansson. They're going to go side by side as well. Kenneth O'Keefe taking that position with ease. And that's somebody off. It is him. That's helpful.
Schneiderski wieder again off.
Where's he going? Where is he going?
He was off in the well, a runoff area, in the paved runoff area, in the spoon corner. The long never-ending corner after that corner.
The spoon corner. Okay.
Yeah, as in it is a replica of Spoon Curve at Suzuka. Come on, use your racing knowledge there, Wilkinson.
Ah, it is. I like that. I like that now.
That's also one. The S's are also in Suzuka, and this bridge also.
It basically is Suzuka, just Kyoto.
Meanwhile, here's Kenneth O'Keefe catching up on the back of Iskra, who's had a very good drive for the in the Conquest racing car. He hasn't been doing badly at all. Kenneth O'Keefe in the core car, a lot quicker. Coming now into that corner, and I'm wondering how much the wind has affected them through that corner.
A great deal, I think. I mean, it's often a place of accidents anyway, but with the wind coming from behind them, it seems, they'd be going off a lot more. O'Keefe is going to get on the inside of Iskra here. Conquest on the outside, blue car of Core Racing on the inside, and through he goes, but Iskra will still be on the inside. He will have to go onto the apron, but he is now behind and probably will fall away now. Kenneth O'Keefe, controversial driver, as always. At the moment, driving well though. Iskra not able to get into the slipstream coming up to the Boothy Chicane.
Brunzel, who was the controversial man in qualifying after being extremely quick, and also designated by the admins at first to be legal, and then that starts being changed to be a non-legal driver. He has now been legalised, and he's very close to the back of Zion Racing Team, and he's in the slipstream, and he's probably going to be able to make a pass. That's a very quick lap time as well, a 24.97. Not bad lap time at all. Down the inside he comes. Now will this be made safely? Yes it will. Just a bit of a skippy. Goes a bit sideways, but he takes 7th place.
It wasn't like that Brunzel was ever be legal, but he wasn't really judged. He wasn't really set into the legal section. I think that was the problem.
That was a good move from Brunzel there, taking 7th position. He managed to get a very big slipstream, as always in the lift for speed, and yeah, just outbraked him perfectly, didn't even make a mistake.
Kurt's backwards, Kurt's backwards. Nice parking from Kurt. Unfortunately, you don't want to park in a massive endurance and GTL race because you're supposed to be going forwards, and it's in that corner as well.
This is far from Masters of Endurance, that's for sure. Yep, another car parking there. I mean, they really should start charging people for driving on that bit of grass. They'll make endless amounts of money and secure this race's future in the calendar.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's make this grass area when it is a toll road make finance or the I forgot what I wanted to say.
Now McAvoy closing in on Smith as we see one of the brilliantest displays of English there from Thilo Falkenberg we've ever heard here in the NDR commentary booth. Now McAvoy on his way back after that spin.
To be quite honest. Brilliantist. Go learn English and go learn some other stuff as well, seriously.
There have been some better parts in English earlier in NDR coverage by me.
Niall McAvoy is putting Smith under massive pressure here for 5th. Smith in the something awful car, the pink one, and the orange and bright car, McAvoy, driving down the inside there through turn 3, and he has completed the move. Very easy move. Well done, McAvoy. That's 5th position. Next target is Falkenheim, driving for Raptor.
Yep, very interesting thoughts on that car being orange. I would call it red personally. But anyway, Jonathan Palmer, race director, joins us in the commentary box now. And Jonathan, could you explain a bit more about the red flag we had earlier on?
Well, basically, live I saw a bunch of cars flying through the air, and deployed the safety car and had one of the other admins review the replay real quick, and asked him if there was some lag involved, you know, just occasional physics lag sort of thing, collision lag and all that sort of thing. It's basically the same sort of thing that happened in the incident at the start of race 3 of the Icon Touring Car Championship at South City, where the red flag came out for a few cars, flew out of bounds, etc. Because generally, for an incident, multiple cars don't fly out of bounds. The rules state that it can be red flagged for 80%, but I took a bit of admin discretion in there to red flag it because there's so many cars involved with some things that should have happened. So red flagged it, took time to review the replay, and we put several cars to the back who had a major part in contributing to the major part of the incident with the cars flying stuff. And cars that were put to the back were cars that didn't very much or at all heed the yellow flags, and we could actually see some more penalties after the race in terms of maybe points penalties or probations, or perhaps even some form of exclusion from NDR events. Those will be taken care of in a post-race review.
Oh! LRT, what are you doing? What are you doing? Sorry to go really, really loud on you all there and totally freak you, but LRT have a puncture. They rejoined straight into Serbian Hell drivers, nearly causing a massive smash through the sweepers. A very, very bad place to rejoin. So, Jonathan,
LRT
what
and
have
Dynamo
you thought?
both have punctures. Dynamo
Yes,
also
they
has
do,
a
you're
puncture.
right.
That is
Dynamo
correct.
is considerably closer to the pit lane.
Both times it's the front left tire.
Snacks are our problem. Front tyre seems to go off quite badly. This track, there are a few, well, yeah, lots of right-handers, so yeah, you would expect the left front to go.
Well, and remember, the wind is pretty much a tailwind into the Boothy Chicane and into turn number 9, that really fast right-hander, so that's probably what is causing the major wear on that left front.
That's a good point. Yeah, I just finally had a look at the flags that are on the pit straight, and the flags are blowing in the direction, or as a tailwind, into turn 9, the corner that's caused so many problems. And yeah, that's the hardest corner on tyres. And LRT's just spun off.
LRT spin.
Smith
yes.
has just spun. We just had a spin out of turn 9.
Oh, and LRT
Smith
slowly
had a
crawling
Something
out.
awful! Oh, something awful is crashing at turn 9. Yes, as Jonathan just said, they came off, went back on again, and then fell off again, losing plenty of time, and there'll be a battle ahead of them as well. McAvoy is now right behind Falkenhayn.
Benitez also supposedly been off as well, yeah. Big bumper. Damper damage for LRT too, so that's obvious. Jonathan, what do you think of turn 9 and all the incidents and crashes and people going off there? Do you think it's just stupidity or people not tuned into the wind, or, you know, what's your views on it?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, I would have to say it's a lot of it's just drivers not appropriately adjusting to the wind and trying to take the turn there. What would it hurt for a few laps to just take it just a little more easy going in there and get your bearings, and then just next lap, if you get through there fine, try it a little faster, then try and find a limit that way instead of going fast, going off, losing all sorts of times.
Yep, while you were talking there, now McAvoy has gone side by side with Falkenhayn for 4th place, and he's made the move stick down the straight. Falkenhayn will want to try and get it, but I don't think he'll be able to make him go down the inside again. McAvoy taking 4th from Falkenhayn. Gruner not too far ahead either for T7R.
Yeah, about that wind, obviously there was a, I think it was Sean Williams started a poll on the forum about whether wind should be included in this race or not. He said it was ruining his race. In fact, yeah, and it definitely has ruined his race here, causing him to go off several times. But really, the thing about Live for Speed, this game, is, or this simulation, sorry, is that the tracks and everything is very static. Nothing changes from lap to lap. It's always the same, so you can very easily learn and get comfortable with something. And if you, as soon as you put some wind on, it takes them out of their comfort zone, because every lap it's just a little bit different. There might be a gust as you enter the corner or something. It just keeps you on your toes. And some of these drivers just can't accept that they can't just drive flat out like they always do. They've got to just learn the conditions and actually use their brains instead of just mindlessly driving hot lapping.
Yeah, very true. A battle now between the two FXRs, Reese and Puntola. There's another two FXRs kicking about somewhere, and Puntola just overtook Reese in the final corner, who's just overtaken Puntola again through the second corner. Puntola diving down the inside, nearly taking Reese with him into that gravel trap on the outside, but managing to get the car slowed down. Reese, unfortunately, Reese managing to hold them behind.
Well, Puntola yesterday in the qualifying, he was stating that he was surprised the team switched to the XR because he trained for the XRR.
Well, a new car. Kilmanskus of Deadline Racing also closing in on Perron of you got what they're called, E-Team.
E-Team.
Yeah, I got there in the end.
So you may have forgotten, but starting the lead is... Oh, apologies. Carry on, Thilo.
We've now got Prunzel approaching Smith. Very well. He just managed to take 6/10 of a second last lap.
Yeah, Brunzel living up to his name and living up to the controversy that surrounded him these past 2 weekends, and he's catching up to Smith very rapidly. 25.26 from him in the previous lap, 25.83 from Smith.
Yeah, Brunzel just going through the previous right-hander. He looked really fast as he did it, and then I thought the line was really quick, and as he did the line, he got extremely sideways, so it obviously didn't help him all that much.
McAvoy and Gruner side by side. McAvoy's taken third off Gruner.
I think Gruner will have switched on his brain, because McAvoy won't score points, like I told you earlier, because he's the guest team driver, and so he could...
Sorry to interrupt Thilo, but Brunzel coming down the inside of Smith into the Boothy Chicane. Good move by Brunzel if he can pull it off, which he does. Good move, good move, good move, good move from Brunzel. Moves him up to 6th. Anyway, Thilo, sorry, please go ahead.
Well, I just think that Gruner let McAvoy pass, because Gruner now can can study the line of McAvoy and try to stay in his slipstream a bit, and so move up to Bristovak. At least it would be a
oh, somebody's backwards in the Boothy Chicane.
Benitez.
Yes, it is. He's out. The taxi car. That's right. Kilmanska's still preying on Perron ahead, but he's struggling a bit. Is that Bjornsson in the pit lane? Kenneth O'Keefe with the fastest lap as well, with a 24.02 from an XRR. Not bad at all. Reese and Johansson also go side by side. The FXR's not doing too badly. There's a bit of lag there. Ooh, you can't be doing things like that. Side by side, Reese down the inside into turn 1. Will he make it stick? Yes, not bad at all. Pintola behind as well. And Pintola down the inside of Johansson. Johansson loses 2 places.
Björnsson's now giving his car to Heinrich. And Pintola now, I think he will set the target on Reese. He's quite catching up quite rapidly.
Deadliner off.
Oh,
Deadliner off. Kilmanskas.
That corner.
Turn 9.
I think personally that we should have high wind in every single Live for Speed race after we've seen today's event.
Agreed. Yes, it really does. It sorts the men from the boys. Quite literally.
I think if we
You
were
can also-
FIA, we would turn off wind first, and second we would build up a braking chicane there at turn 9.
Newton's timed out, Turbo Dad.
And Pontola pulls aside of Reese and takes it, takes the position. Nico Pontola from Finland.
But wowee, Reese right up the inside again through the left-hand kink, and will take the place back. No way Pintola can get past here. Surely he hasn't got enough speed.
He might have a dive. He might have a dive. He's gonna have a dive. He's Pintola. He's gonna have a dive. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. No, he isn't.
Mackenzie and Johansson behind as well. They're side by side. Mackenzie's taking it off Johansson.
I don't know what's going on with Johansson. Johansson's like being passed by everyone. All the FXRs are just easily driving past him. He must have just not got enough pace right now. Oh, but the Patola nearly loses it at turn 9. That was close. He came round it and caught the left on the gravel. Just kept in control. Wowee.
Well done to Nico Patola for keeping it on the road there.
Now, who would like to bet that there's going to be a protest on the forum about wind after this race? The thread about
Benitez!
Oh.
He's backwards. He's back on. Sorry, Passer.
I'm just saying, yes, I bet the thread about wind will be revived, and complaints from all the drivers who've crashed, but coincidentally they'll also complain, and the drivers who didn't crash probably won't complain. So, yeah. And yeah, we just saw Benitez spinning there. That's the second spin in 3 laps from him. Yeah, he is from... oh, I forgot where he's from. No, that is not good.
And that's them.
Argentina, there we go.
Lublin. Lublin as well, they're off in 10-9.
Different tyre strategies going on here. All the top 4 FZRs are running R2s and R2s on the front, R3 tyres on the rear. 5th place Raptor are running R2s on the front and the rear. And that both those strategies seem to be playing out pretty well. So yeah, it's an interesting mix.
Yep, also to add to that, Perron has just driven past Johansson. And Perron, I've just noticed, interestingly, has made 2 pit stops.
Well, we've got Jonathan Palmer back up here in the booth, and I've got a pretty good question. I think I have.
Oh no!
You know this this line which divides track and off-track area. At the start-finish straight, there's also a line, and all cars are going with all 4 wheels over it at the inside wall.
Yes, you're talking about that little line right in front of the pit wall there along the grid.
Yes.
That, with the cross.
Oh, Perron and Patola! Sorry to interrupt. That went a bit mad. Bit of a bump from Perron that put both Patola and himself, Perron, totally in the monkey excrement.
In the what? That is... wow, okay. Anyway, let's just continue with what Jonathan was saying, because whatever Chris is talking about doesn't make any sense. Anyway, carry on, Jonathan.
Yeah, that area, it it's not really regulated at all in even any series. You'll see people going across that within MOE, IGTC as well. So yeah, it's just kind of... It's something that's... It'd be kind of silly there. It doesn't really gain that much time, from what I can tell. It's just there. It's an extra part of the track. Would I like you to not go there? As I'm watching Pantola and Perron try their best to crash in turn 9. But anyway, but Nico gets around eventually. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those that's 6 of one, half dozen the other, whether or not to penalize.
Yeah, I think it's like if someone comes out the pits a bit aggressively, like on the right-hand side of the pit exit line, there'll be a major epic collision. But most of the time, people come out of the pit lane as far to the left as they can. So yeah, it shouldn't cause too much of a problem.
Yeah, well, most of the racing line actually takes you away from that area before the pit line or pit exit lane starts to rejoin.
Yeah, it does, unless you're doing an overtaking move, which I saw a bit earlier. But yeah, I get your point.
Smith.
Lap time?
Go on. Yep, from Kenneth O'Keefe. As I'll just finish your sentence off there. Who is now attacking the back of Smith, and he comes down the inside now. Ooh, bit of a lock up on the rear. Keeps it straight though. Lost quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Well, kind of set the new fastest lap to 23.93. Well, just to get you an impression of what this lap time means, he would have been in 22nd position in qualifying with such a lap.
Oh, and here we go, Kenneth O'Keefe down the inside of Smith. Smith on the outside. He's going to try and hold it around the outside of Kenneth O'Keefe. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Darling inside, coming into the Boothy Chicane. He's going to try. Do they make contact? A bit more. Smith having to back off from Kenneth O'Keefe, but he's looking on the right hand side. Down he comes to the inside nearly. You can see that Smith's driving a bit cautiously. Like down the inside he comes. That's a good dive for the position there. Kenneth O'Keefe giving a bit of a punt up the backside to show his displeasure and being overtaken by Smith again. But that was a good move from Smith. Kenneth O'Keefe will have the slipstream, however.
Yeah, that was brilliant. A really late dive.
Fitted between them.
Kenneth O'Keefe comes to the outside, which is the inside officially for turn 1. Will he have the move done even before the corner? I think he will. Smith has the inside for the little left kink. Kenneth O'Keefe's ahead beforehand. Smith's going to have to back off so he doesn't end up in that dirty air from Kenneth O'Keefe's car. Gruner being held up by the Dynamo car at the moment as well. He's in 4th place at the moment. And Falkenberg is re-catching him. Is re-catching a word? Spin! From Rui. Oh, and Benitez is off as well at that corner. That was a big one. Spinning like a spinny thing.
Benitez attempting to break Sean Williams' record.
Look at Benitez's tyres. Look at Benitez's tyres. They are knack red.
Another spin.
TDRT.
Brunzel was off.
I can't find him. Oh, gonna have to sod that.
In 8th now.
Brunzel. I can't not sod him. Ooh, yes, he was off rather
And
heavily
he's
as well.
got a puncture. He's got a puncture.
He has. Brunzel has a puncture. That's early. That's very early. Benitez off once again. And that car going very slowly. He's already made 3 pit stops. He's going to have to make a 4th, I would think, looking at those tyres. Brunswick coming into the pit lane, quite obviously, to be replaced by his teammate Kistner. And that is a big light that tells me that Scott McKenzie is off. And he's not.
He was off at turn 9, yes, he was still on the grass a few moments ago, just stationary.
Okay, fair enough. Let's stick with Benitez, because I'm sure this is going to kick off very shortly. Oh, Benitez is over the grass! Bang in the wall!
He was hit there by Brennan, wasn't he?
I think he was, but Benitez is very, very strange at the moment. He's got red tyres like the red. Look at him slide! Ark!
Yeah, Benitez, I've always had strange experiences driving with, or watching Benitez drive. He can be fast, but quite inconsistent sometimes, and right now it's not going at all his way, and I can imagine he's quite young, so I imagine he's getting pretty stressed out right now. He's got to just calm down a bit and try and cool the tyres down.
We've got now the car of my 3ID in second.
Oh, Benitez, he's going for another walk. Oh god, turn 9, save us all. There you are! Oh, that's a good drift, that!
9.5
That's like riding an atom bomb.
He'll go off now though. Oh, 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 oh.
I think he thinks it's a drift event. The way he drives the car, it seems so, at the moment.
Yep, you can't win the race, might as well be stylish.
Kamanskis approaching, what's his face? Kistner, who is also catching on Johansson. Side by side with Johansson now, Kistner going around the outside. Makes a mistake, now Kamanskis on Johansson, can he get through? He's going to struggle with the draft now, but now it's going to help him.
Kistner's got a wiggle through the corner.
Yes, he does, and Kamanskis on the apron there. Using every inch. Oh, what happened there? He just went flying over from one to the other side. Johansson on the outside. He's just looking there, waiting for something to go off. Down the inside goes Kamanskis. Does he? No, he can't. Kistner turns in early. They go over the grass. They go over the gravel in the Boothy Chicane. All survived, but Kamanskis, very big win there. Kistner sort of just staying put, and Johansson, big loser. Johansson still in the back of Kistner though, and Scott McKenzie catching up here. Ooh, Scott McKenzie sideways like a duck.
What on earth are you talking about? Sideways like a duck. Right, anyway, Johansson is continuing his journey to the back of the field. He's been dropping the places for the last 20 or so laps.
As he has, Benitez being replaced by Saad.
Yeah, Saad.
I don't know what it is with Johansson. Oh, here comes Scott McKenzie down the inside. Oh, that was daring. Hasn't made it stick yet. Still side by side through turn 2. And McKenzie having to slap back behind.
Okay. Mackenzie's still at the back of Johansson.
Yeah, very close. He's done well in that FXR, to be honest. I mean, it's a very nice skin on the car. He hasn't had not too many bumps and scratches. I don't think he's been off at the notorious turn 9 yet. There's always time, well, 52 gone, which means there's about 1 hour and 8 minutes remaining in this race. But yeah, he hasn't done too badly, as Scott.
Wow!
Cars off!
Kistner nearly crashes into the side of him! That was close.
That was lucky. That was lucky. That was really lucky.
That was
That
very, very lucky.
ended up in tears.
I don't know whether we saw that particularly well on the stream. I'll have a look now, but... Oof.
Yeah, Kistner flew off at turn 9,
now.
smashed into the barrier, lost it.
Well, now
went across
it's
the track.
Kistner v Verstappen. Verstappen's still there. He is Sean Williams' teammate. He's on the outside of Kistner. Oh, Kistner much later on the brakes. That's the... Ooh!
Did we have...
Oh, and Iskra and Dreiser. Somebody off at turn 9 again. Somebody backwards as well. No, he's not here anymore.
We've got a car stuck in the gravel. We've got a car
It's
stuck in the
stuck,
gravel.
it's stuck, yes. Oh, it's Baha, and that's very stuck. That is a very stuck car. It's Dynamo Racing. And this surely going to be a safety car. Safety car is going to be coming out. There is a safety car deployed. Oh God! Jack Atkinson leaving the pits, or trying to in the what's it called, push car. Oh, he comes.
Rescue car.
Now McAvoy making a fastest lap, but that's a very stuck car of Baha.
And that's bad for Boothy. That's really bad for Michael Booth, who was leading on his own track, I would say.
But as everyone slows down, pit lane staying open in GTAL. Only the pit lane exit closing when the safety car comes past, and everyone will now be rushing into the pit lane, I would think. But this really is a lead destroyer for our current leader, Michael Booth. Now McAvoy had quite a big gap between Michael Booth and McAvoy, but all that's just gone now. It's a great shame for Michael Booth and for Sonic Rounds Racing, or Chris Ford sitting about in the event shuttle somewhere. He'll be very disappointed. But now we've got a massive rush for the pit lane. Driver spots coming open all the time. Several drivers in the pit lane. And Lamprobot coming out for Tiger Express. We've got Ant-Legged taking over the 777. No, the something awful car. Zion team have been in the pits as well. So has Johansson of Cone Dodgers. Kistner also been in the pits. Michael Booth, our race leader, in the pits as well.
Yeah, I'm going to stay out the server until all this driving change is done.
Kind of keep in the pit lane as well. Brestovac in the pit lane. I think everybody's going to pit in this safety car period. Brestovac, Gruner for 777 is in the pits. Where's Tommy Oscar to take over? So Oscar Hardwick is our new leader. No, sorry, McAvoy. So McAvoy. Verstappen, he's just been off under safety car. There's somebody else off in the gravel as well. That's Gruner. Gruner, get on the road. Get out of the gravel. Oh, and TDRT, Thurbin decides he wants to connect with the wrong name, and here's Jack Basford for My3ID. My3ID having password problems, and Jack Basford timing out the server straight away as he joins. Now McKeeboy will manage to get into the pit lane, but this will cost them a lot of time now. The pack's now tightly bunched together. Rigler is in second place, still for Sonic Realms Racing, and they will take the lead. Yes, they will. They will retake the lead from My3ID as they pit. So, Jack Basford takes up the car as we get the cars ahead of the safety car. Cars to pass him. Christian Yarber, our safety car at the moment, and the cars of Sim Racing Lithuania team. Or what's his face? You know what, I'm not going to read the names out because it'll just take me an age. But we have several drivers being asked to pass the safety car and to leave Chris Riegler as our race. Chris Riegler? Where am I getting this from? Riegler as race leader.
Yeah, because if the race were to restart as it is, Riegler would be nearly a lap ahead of everyone, which would be interesting. But I'm sure that won't be the case when the race eventually does restart.
Yep, very true. 1 hour left in this race. 59 minutes and about 45 seconds, if you want to be precise. Yeah, everything's still to play for. Drivers being asked to overtake the safety car in a staggered formation so as not to end up with massive smashes later on the lap.
And now Riegler is the leader behind the safety car, so everyone else drives around for a lap to catch him back up. We should be on the safety car for a couple or more laps, because it's taking a little while to sort them all out. So yep, the order as of under the safety car right now, Sonic Realms leading. Second is Raptor Racing, but they are going to be several lapped cars down on them, as in there's 4 lapped cars between first place and second place. Third place is Serbian Chrome Pistols. Pistons even, not pistols. Fourth place is Jack Basford for My 3ID, but they're a non-champ, they're the guest car, so you could essentially wipe them out with this, so everyone behind them will gain a place. Fifth place is Something Awful's Leggett. Sixth is O'Keefe for Core Racing. Seventh is Tommy Østgaard for 777 Racing. Eighth is Gabauer for 7 Carat Racing. Ninth is Pachewski for Zion, and 10th is reigning champion team E-Team with Perron at the wheel, and that's the top 10.
Welcome back to GTL, where we run the safety car here. Sonic Realms Racing lead, and Falkenberg of Raptor Racing. Raptor having a very good day in second place now, just waiting for everybody who's been asked to repass the safety car after being a lap down to come back on to the back of the pack.
Come back to the back of the pack.
More amazing English lessons from Chris Wilkinson.
So they're just letting another car round, so that car's after. Oh, they're so spread out. Looking at the mini-map here, there's pretty much a car in every sector and every corner of the track. It's going to be hours. I mean, the race will be over by the time they sort all this out.
Well, we've got time. Should we have a plug?
Yep. I was about to say about having a plug. But what to plug?
Well, we've got ITCC tomorrow. Michael Passingham, Jonathan Palmer, and Michael Booth. Will Michael Booth turn up tomorrow?
Michael Booth should be there tomorrow. Yes, that will be ITCC tomorrow at Aston circuit, as far as I know. Someone has spun apparently on the track here, spinning obviously a major part of the ITCC, which I was just talking about. Plenty of action there. We're going to have 30 cars on track for that race. Over 100 applicants for this season, having to be whittled down through pre-qualifying. It's absolutely mad. Expect some chaotic and dramatic racing. It's just a test race tomorrow for ITCC, but it will be brilliant. I can guarantee that. So yeah, it'll be me, Michael Passingham, Jonathan Palmer, and Michael Booth commentating on that tomorrow on livestream.com/ITCC.
Yep, thanks for that. While you were gassing on about ITCC, Kenneth O'Keefe has spun under pace car, and he's now bumping the back of 7 Carat's car. What's he doing? He obviously wants to be passed. I don't know whether it's in the rules to allow him to go past again. I'll have to check that one up with Jonathan Palmer.
Definitely not.
Nope,
Well,
he can't.
always the case in most, or nearly pretty much every series. If you spin under safety car, your problem. Get over it. You'll have to stay where you ended up.
Welcome back to GTAL, the 2010 season, and Brunzel's off! Brunzel's off! Get on!
Why are people driving off the track? It always just it mystifies me how people crash under safety cars so often in lift to speed events. I guess the lag issues that lift to speed always has could be a cause, just because.
No!
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That wasn't the fault of Laprovoc, that was the fault of car 28. Car 28 ground to a halt in the middle of the track. He's just been told to overtake everyone to the right so as to be in the right position in the overall scheme of things. And he's just stopped in the middle of the road.
Oh dear. I was just saying, I fail to understand how people manage to crash so often under safety car. Yeah, it's it's ridiculous, to be frank. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I think one important point is that they don't leave enough room to the guys in front.
Yeah, safety cars have become quite a common part of lift for speed events in the last couple of years, and most people have experienced them in several occasions. So you'd think by now they would have learned how to behave under the safety car, but apparently not.
Especially those guys who are quite often in near-dimension racing events. I mean, except for the 2-hour races at the end of the year, and for special occasions we don't really not use the safety car.
Well, there will be a new event that will be NDR supported, which I'm going to plug now, as the safety car is going to come in this lap, but the TVO Challenge and the Road Sport Cup are going to be joined together very, very soon. Probably about January time, and that won't have safety cars.
TVO Challenge and Road Sport Cup are going to be combined together, you say?
Well, one after the other, on the same night.
Oh, right, I thought you meant in the same race. I was quite confused by that.
Where's car 12 going? Where's car 12 going?
Car 12 is going to have his own race by himself, driven ahead of the safety car.
Safety car will be in this lap, so Riegler will hold the pace.
Car 12 now stationary about 100 metres before the Boothy Chicane, waiting to get to the back of the pack. There's still cars spread around the field, around the track, but the safety car will come in this lap. We've been under it for a good 15 minutes now, haven't we?
Yep, 12 minutes we've been under safety car, because it came... No, it was about 5 to... Yeah, probably about 15-20 minutes. But Riegler holds the pace. Disaster for Speedo. For Speedo? Come on, Chris. For Sonic Realms Racing. Up to now, he can put his foot down whenever he wants after this corner. So when's he gonna go? When's he gonna go? When's he gonna go? When's he gonna go?
A bit of tower warming.
Was that a bit of putting off? Now he's put his foot down. Foot to the floor, and that's a good start from Riegler. Falkenberg with a brilliant start. No overtaking before the green flag. Green flag now flies. Will Falkenberg get the draft? Well, he's in it. Will he have enough of it? Coming into the kink. He's not close enough. Now it's up to Riegler now to pull up that space. Todorovic sideways from Todorovic behind. Kenneth O'Keefe on the back of Ant Leggett. He's going to make the move. This is for 6th and 7th place, and O'Keefe around the outside of Leggett. Leggett's going to have to yield. Kenneth O'Keefe making up another spot for that car which spun under the safety car, as we all saw. I'm sure we often...
Todorovic losing spots.
Yep, Todorovic has just gone backwards, and now O'Keefe is all over the back of Osgard. And this is a really, really bad place for these two old friends of Legends Racing Team to come together, because it's that corner. Both managing somehow to survive, but there was a big punt for Tommy Osgard from Kenneth O'Keefe. While surviving, Jack Basford now up to third. Good start for Ragnar, though he's well away from Falkenberg right now.
Osgard and O'Keefe also were in core racing together briefly, but then Osgard disappeared from there. Now driving for T7R in this series.
Yep. Here, side by side with O'Keefe. Now is Tommy Osgard coming into the Boothy Chicane. They're going to be side by side. And look at Jack Basford ahead. He's going to go down the inside. Jack Basford as well does O'Keefe. O'Keefe making contact with Basford ahead. He's side by side with Basford now. Yellow flag from Scott McKenzie. Scott McKenzie's had a spin in the
this car's everywhere at the chicane. This car's everywhere at the chicane. We got Callan, we got Baha, we got Hardwick,
I can't find the names.
Osgard also moves by Basford.
Yeah, and while that was always happening,
Basford's gone backwards.
Yeah, O'Keefe and Osgard have managed to get past through ID's Basford here.
And O'Keefe and Osgard are still side by side.
Yeah, action on action here.
Just hearing from the back room that Jack Basford has never turned a lap in a GT2 FZR at this track before now.
Brunzel makes contact with Pachutz in the fast left-hander king. Was nearly a massive off there.
Yeah, now we got ER car right behind and trying to go on the outside, and also Lapra behind that. Tiger Express, bang up the rear side, nearly lose it. Wow! And also behind him, Runa's going to go on the outside. Yeah, he's going to go through up into this right-hander. Runa's will easily take through. Deadline have been taking advantage of a good slipstream and battling today. They've just been making their way up the field after falling off at the first corner of the restart. They were right up there. Now they're going to get past Tiger Express as well. Up the inside of turn 9. No. Thought better of it. Good decision.
O'Keefe at Osgard. O'Keefe trying on the outside of Osgard. Won't work through the spoon corner, but now he will get the inside for the oval turn 1.
Yep, still side by side now. It's whether Tommy can get behind O'Keefe and get alongside him into the Boothy Chicane. Nearly side by side there. He's very close now. He's going to go down the inside. Is Tommy Osgard, is he? He looks. He dives down the inside. No, don't make contact. Kenneth O'Keefe over the gravel on the exit of the Boothy Chicane. Didn't get a good exit. Where's Kenneth O'Keefe gone? Kenneth O'Keefe off there. He's left Jack Basford through.
And the Serbian Crowfish deposit to Todorovic just going through
there goes
on the outside. There we go. No, he's not there though. Keith's going to get back through, and that's going to allow Perrons to get through from the E team. So as a result of some confidence there from Todorovic, he's actually lost a position down into 7th position. So E team made their way back up as well, doing a great job. They were right down the order earlier on, but after the safety car, they're back up there in 6th position. Well done, guys.
Yep. Todorovic under attack from Ant Leggett, as well as Thurbin and Hardwick have both received drive-through penalties. I'm not 100% sure what they're for as of yet, but Ant Leggett down the inside of Todorovic in the first corner.
Okay, car 19 has got his drive-through penalty for name changing in the server. That's under safety car. That's not really allowed here. And car 14 got his drive-through for crossing the pit exit line.
This car just passed
Todorovic side by side with Leggett as well.
This guy just passed Falkenheim through turn 2. Basford has got by Falkenheim as well, and O'Keefe is going to try and get past it as well, but not quite. Falkenheim goes from 2nd to 4th in that corner.
O'Keefe now very close to the back of Falkenheim. He's going to have to make a move if he wants to try and hold on to the back of Jack Basford and Tommy Osgard. Oscar Hardwick now with a stop-go penalty.
He's been in the pit lane. He's been in the pit lane, it looks like.
Disaster for Austin Hardwick.
Here comes O'Keefe, now up the inside through Spoon, and it's gonna be... Yeah, he does it quite easily there. Great move from O'Keefe, really driving the wheels off this car. Not literally, of course. Okay, yeah, it wasn't a speeding in the pit lane for Hardwick, it was actually the penalty was upgraded for causing an accident. Perron for E-Team is now trying to get past Raptor, it's getting very close, he's got the inside of the
Lock-ups, O'Keefe's over the gravel! O'Keefe holds onto it over the gravel!
They're going to end up 3 wide coming through this right-hand kick, and Raptor on the inside, E-Team on the outside, O'Keefe in the middle, and they have both passed him. Great stuff, but O'Keefe is going to try into the next corner. Perron nearly loses it on the grass. Up the inside he goes. Raptors. Falkenberg keeps the control. He's actually ready to get back into 4th place there.
Oh, contact between O'Keefe and Perron! And O'Keefe's tyres are absolutely on fire if you look as well.
So when I said he was driving the wheels off this car, he really is actually driving the wheels off this car and trying to set them on fire. Now, he's up the inside through this very long left-hand curve that is the start-finish line. Across the finish line they go there, milliseconds apart. Now, will he try to go on the outside? I don't think he should. So let's see what he does here. He goes around the outside. Perron, 16 inside. O'Keefe is going to make this move. That is a fantastic pass. Doesn't even cut the curb. That is brilliant. That's one of the best passes I've seen from O'Keefe in a long time. Now he's going to also take Falkenhayn here through on the left-hand corner, and he's done that as well, up into 4th. Superb driving.
Yeah, Michael Booth just pointed out that Kent O'Keefe's on R2s.
That's actually quite a good idea because they were so long under the safety car, the stint is going to be shorter. So maybe they decided that R2s will actually work with the shorter stint due to the safety car. So we'll have to look at that. Or we could end up O'Keefe having another puncture. So yeah, he's had punctures before in XRRs, not in this season, but in other ones. And we have Verstrecken here going the outside of Falkenhayn, Optics car on the outside of Raptor. Boom! Contact!
Contact! Raptor sideways! They hold it!
And Perron gets through. Back up into 5th.
That was nearly a repeat of the scene which caused the red flag.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few times today. Falkenhayn and Todorovic side by side as well, as we just saw. Perron also under attack from Verstrecken right now, and this safety car's really spiced things up.
Up the inside goes Todorovic on Falkenhayn on the Boothy Chicane, lots of contact, but doesn't manage to get through. Something awful. Leggett is behind, waiting to get through as well.
Whoa, you've got place 5 to place 12 within just...
Oh, it's Todorovic. And Brunzo and Leggett side by side. He's going to get the draft off Todorovic. He's going to go down the inside to Todorovic. Todorovic doesn't see him. Only sees him at the last minute. Brunzo, big winner, big winner. He's got such a massive draft. He's maybe even going to catch up to Falkenhayn. Todorovic and Leggett side by side, just behind him. And Leggett's going to take that place, or is he? Todorovic goes over the grass. He does a skippy. Holds on to it just. Brunzo across the grass as well there. He managed to come off better from it. Sepam now going side by side with Ant Leggett. And so also is Gabauer. Now Todorovic going down the inside of Gabauer. Gabauer shuts the door.
So yeah, after all
Runas
that...
on the back of Todorovic as well. May I add?
Yellow flag, number 7, Verstrecken has gone off. Oh, not number 7, number 13, Verstrecken, again! In that corner. I can't believe it, Optics are making that corner their own.
The Optics corner.
Okay, just heard from our race director Jonathan Palmer that if Kenneth O'Keefe, car 20 in that XR that's flying on the R2s, then he will, if he cuts that corner, that Boothy Chicane cuts the cone again, and in turn 1 as well, then he will receive a drive-through penalty.
Let's hope he gets the message, because right now O'Keefe is the most exciting driver on track.
Yep, Sepam attacking Falkenberg.
Just getting word from Michael Boothy that the wind speed is actually 25 kilometers per hour, which is really fast, and that does explain a lot of what's been going on today. That is very fast.
Falkenberg on attack, being attacked by Sepam now. Sepam coming around the outside of Falkenberg, and he's done it. What's wrong with Falkenberg? Backed off very easily there.
Yeah, the car's all right. I guess he just thought discretion was the better part of valor there. Didn't want to be too aggressive.
Kabauer on the back of Todorovic, who's also now being overtaken by Runas. So Runas takes 11th off Kabauer. He's now going to defend, and he's also going to attack Todorovic at the same time. Makes a bit of contact with Todorovic. Todorovic goes sideways. Runas still attacking Todorovic. Very close. Runas's overtaking style is very, very aggressive. Get right behind him and try and spook him out the players. That's what he's doing. It's very obvious, and Todorovic has now got away from Runas, and Runas now even under attack from Kabauer.
Indeed, yep, that FXR behind, not having as much grunt as the FZR, but, well, we've seen a lot of surprises from FXRs today. They've been hunting in packs and have done quite well, but he's gone very slowly through turn 9, and that's effectively ended his chances of getting a pass on Runas.
Yeah, but now we must move our attention to the man of the moment. At the moment, it's Kenneth O'Keefe, and look how much he's caught on Jack Basford. 1:36.4 split time there, and Basford's was a 1:37.2. That's almost a second gained in one split by Kenneth O'Keefe on the back of Jack Basford.
Quick rundown, Sonic Realms lead, second is T7R, third is My3ID, fourth is Core Racing, and fifth is E-Team. Yeah, let's not forget Sonic Realms, they've been leading pretty much since halfway through the first hour of the race. Great job from those guys. Michael Booth, Riegler, and also, who was driving earlier? Hutchinson also getting that great lead in the first stint. And Riegler doing a good job here, keeping ahead of Usgaard right now.
Yep, and Sepam is slowly catching up to Brunzel. Brunzel. Now he's been a very, very strange I don't know, he's been driving very strangely today. I mean, he's still showing the pace that he had in that qualifying session that was so controversial. But he just hasn't, he's been making mistakes left, right, centre. As Todorovic on the back of Angus Leggett, excuse me Angus, and they go side by side. Todorovic on the outside for the corner, but Ant Leggett is behind now. Not going to be able to mount a challenge on Todorovic through this corner. Also looking now at the top four, and the top four are very close. The second, third and fourth separated very little. Kenneth O'Keefe losing his pace and losing his the pace that he was catching on Jack Basford quite quickly now. Jack Basford catching on Tommy Osgard. Less than a second, just over a second, sorry, separates Kenneth O'Keefe and Jack Basford, and less than a second separates Basford and Osgard. And Basford actually now starting to have a bit of pace to him now.
You can probably explain why O'Keefe is no longer catching Basford so much. One, the tyres probably won't be as nice as they were, and two, because he's been warned about cutting corners, he's had to stop cutting the corners, and that's obviously made his lap times go up slightly. So that will probably be an explanation for his slightly not as good pace.
Yep, good thinking about Batman. He might have been all over the place today. Basford slowly still catching on Tommy Osgard. Kenneth O'Keefe still about 3/10 quicker in that lap than Jack Basford, but that's considerably less than the second of split he was getting earlier on. Jack Basford very close to the back of Tommy Osgard now. Look at how close he is. Basford trying to stay out the slipstream there. Kenneth O'Keefe's catching force has now rebooted itself. Look, this pack now, three of them very close. Three of the best drivers in the GTAL. Jack Basford not really counting, seeing as he is a very advanced driver from Masters of Endurance GT1 effort for my 3i8. Look how close they are now. They're even catching on Rigler now, and look how close O'Keefe is to Basford. He's going to get a draft now. Is Ken. And Basford defending, not enough though. Kenneth O'Keefe down the inside of Basford. He outbreaks himself a touch, makes a bit of contact, but he takes the place. Now will Basford be close enough into the draft to... Oh, there's cones everywhere. Basford will have the draft on Kenneth O'Keefe. He moves to the outside to get the draft in a better place. Good idea from Jack Basford. That's bump drafting. We've been watching the wrong car. I do apologise for that.
That's
And
not
well,
legal.
look how much they've closed on Tommy Osgard though. Questioning now whether bump drafting is legal or not.
No, it isn't legal.
And now here comes Kenneth O'Keefe on the back of Tommy Osgard, side by side, coming into turn number 3. And O'Keefe takes the position. Rigler, very smoky, look at Jack Basford down the inside of Tommy Osgard. Oh, making contact, bang, 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 on the doors. Kenneth O'Keefe takes the second place comfortably now.
I don't know what's going on now. Is Basford on Core Racing's payroll here? Because Basford absolutely helped O'Keefe, like, in several ways. First of all, he bump drafted all the way down the straight, which easily got him past Usgard. Secondly, he tried to drive his car through Usgard, going through turn 2. I don't know what Basford's doing, and there's not really anything he could do to Basford to penalise him for the rule breaking there, because they're not a championship car. They are just a guest team. So, wow, yeah, I'm not a fan of that, I've got to say. I don't think that was really very sporting.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe we are as well. Maybe it belongs to this whole betting scandal in sports, and Bestford was paid to do it.
I think, oh yeah, I'm just getting word that Flavio Briatore is in the pit lane. So yes, gotta watch out for this bump drafting in future though, because that was a little bit off.
And as we hear Kenneth O'Keefe catching that cone once again, he's under strict warning not to do so. But he is catching Raggler very, very quickly.
Now here we go, Basford on the inside.
Oscar Basford cutting down the inside of those cones. But side by side, Oscar and Basford. Oscar won't be particularly confident having Basford beside him after all the contact they've had before. Or that might just cheer him up more. Down the inside comes Tommy Oscar on Jack Basford. Will Jack Basford hold around the outside? He does so. Good move by Basford around the outside. And that drops Tommy Oscar down to 4th.
Now Kenneth O'Keefe getting faster and faster, and he's going to make a move on No, he's not. Well, he's going to make the move, but he's got a drive-through penalty. Kenneth O'Keefe has a drive-through penalty as he goes on the outside of Riegler there. Riegler might as well let him through, because Kenneth O'Keefe is going to drop right down the order with the drive-through penalty. Kenneth O'Keefe bashes up the rear of him after turn 2. And behind them we still got Basford and Østgaard battling, but Riegler, I think, should let O'Keefe through just to make himself a bit safer here, because O'Keefe obviously driving pretty aggressively, and Riegler does not want to be taken out in this last part of the race.
He does so. He does so now.
Yeah, good decision there for Riegler, I think.
We also saw battling between Jack Basford and Tommy Osgaard still behind, but unfortunately Tommy Osgaard not being able to take Jack Basford back, having a fight back in turn 3. We have Kenneth O'Keefe's drive-through penalty given for the cutting of corners and the contact with the cones. And the cherry cake here now. Jack Basford's catching on Riegler as well though, so he's got to be careful for an assault from behind, has Riegler. The danger's still not over, and Basford's very quick.
Riegler might also want to let Basford pass, as he's not scoring points.
Yeah, it'll be symbolic. It'll be nice to have Sonic Riders actually win the race on the track, but they'll still get points for the win even if they finish second, with My 3ID falling off the track. But still, Riegler just, I think, going a bit slower now. He's got Tommy Østgaard right behind him now. Tommy Østgaard is not, is a championship driver and isn't got a drive-through penalty. So if he passes him, this is for the lead.
He comes, and he's going down the inside of Basford as well. He's done it.
Wow,
Basford's got a problem.
Yeah,
Basford's backed off.
Yeah, I think Basford thought he skipped the chicane too much, so he's let him pass to show that he didn't do it to do it advantage. But Tommy Østgaard now has the lead of the race, effectively, when O'Keefe comes in to do his drive-through penalty.
To all video makers out there, make a video of all those this action here on track. That's just excellent.
If I'm honest to you, Thilo, I was going to make a recap, and I'm writing all the laps and all the corners down, so as I don't forget all of this.
A good decision.
I think you would need something like a kilometer of paper for that. Write down.
I'm on my 3rd post-it note. So I just hear that Kenneth O'Keefe has until 2 hours and 45 minutes, 2 hours 38 now, so that means that he has 7 minutes left to take his drive-through penalty. I think I'm talking up my backside. No, I'm not. I'm right.
Now I think Riegler is starting to get his pace up a bit now, because he's catching Østgaard again. He was falling away for a while, but he is... Oh no! Oh my... Wow, what happened there? Riegler nearly lost it completely. That was a crazy bit of drifting there.
Yeah, he just got a nick off the grass there, and so the car just broke out. But great car control of Riegler.
Yeah, now, let's see what happens with Riegler and Basford, because Basford now coming around the outside, which means he's got the inside for the Boothy Chicane, and Riegler lets him through. Now let's see if Basford, who goes through the chicane once more, let's see if Basford gives Riegler a hand. No, he won't. He's pulling away considerably.
Maybe this could turn out in a personal feud between Basford and Ostgaard. This overtaking maneuver 1 lap earlier was, or 2 laps earlier, was just a revenge maneuver of the bumping into him by Basford.
Yeah, I think Basford is the fastest guy here, and he will catch Østgaard eventually. I think Riegler, what he'll do is, in the old traditional way, is just wait and see what happens with those two, and hope, and he'll expect them to take each other out, and then he'll take the lead. And that's all he'll want to happen. We'll just have to wait and see if that actually does happen.
Brunsel's getting onto the tail of E-Team. They just won 1.5 seconds over the last lap, over Perron. And now he goes alongside him, turning into the king. He might get it done on the outside line. Yes, he does. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. So Brunsel's up to 5th.
O'Keefe, the fastest driver on track by, or nearly the fastest driver on track, sorry, he's the fastest driver in the top 4, sorry. Brunzel is actually the fastest guy on track at the moment.
But I think he have to come into pit lane this time, because when he comes over the line next time, he might be out of the time window he has got for his drive-through penalty.
Gebauer has gone off at turn 9. That's Gebauer for the 7 Carrot team. He's now getting underway again. Right now it looks like Østgaard and T7R, 777 Racing, have the best, easily the best chance of winning this race overall, and at least getting the points for first.
O'Keefe's in the pit lane for his drive-through penalty, as we have Runas attacking the back of Falkenheim for 8th place. Runas has been the only real driver for, well, there's only been 2 of them, but he's been definitely the better driver for Deadline Racing. Very, very nice skin on the cars. The first skin I think I've looked at today and thought, that's nice. And well, it's quite a good car. Out comes Ken in 7th place. Is Kenneth O'Keefe?
Right, Mr. Wilkinson, is it not you who usually... Oh no, it's not you, it's Jack. I was thinking of Jack Wall actually, who drives pink and crazy looking cars, so I'll take
Teddy
that back.
bears.
Teddy bears, yes.
I'm the one that rolls at this last corner all the time. Destroying the hope of my teddy bear teammate winning a race.
Okay, Brunzel speeding up. He's approaching very... oh no, okay. He was approaching very significantly Riegler, but he had a little off there in the in our that turn corner thingy.
Drive-through penalty for Kalan. So VM Racing have a drive-through penalty for making avoidable contact with another car just after the restart. So that's a drive-through penalty for them. And Ruiz is off. Ruiz is off. Not anymore.
Had been that corner.
Oh, and Reigler's right up the chuff of it. Oh no, he's not. Sod that, sod that, sod that. I thought he was a lot closer to Jack Basford than he is.
He has made up time though.
And Brunsell just won 7/10 of a second over Riegler.
Yep, Riegler making time with Basford, and Brunsell himself making time on Riegler. So, it's a bit of a concertina effect going on. I think we'll have them all close together in the next few laps. 15 minutes to go. We just went past 2 hours 45 minutes, so 15 minutes of this race to go. Current lead is 777 Racing, second is My 3ID, non-championship car, and third is My Thilo, Sonic Realms Racing.
Tommy Osgard pulling away from these three, however. So I think as long as he doesn't make a mistake, 777 probably have this win in the bag. Oh god, sideways. As long as they don't make a muck-up. Oh, there's a big one! There's a big one! That's set off that somebody else stuck in the gravel!
Yes, Simonjevic is in the gravel. Stuck in the gravel, and that will be a safety car, surely, and that will mean the race will probably finish under safety car unless they do something magical, because last time it was a long safety car. But look, he's not actually trying to get out at the moment, he's stuck in the wall. Okay, now he's trying to... He's in first gear and he's driving into the wall. Yeah, reverse gear would be a good idea there. He's not even making any reasonable attempt to get out of the gravel. No, I think he's well and truly stuck there now.
Yep, I would think so. So the safety car is out.
Leaders now coming over the start-finish line. But safety car's not moving.
Yep, safety car didn't move in time, so the leaders have gone past, and that will result in a very long safety car period, unfortunately.
Yep, Kenneth O'Keefe in the pit lane. Oh no, that's spoiled any chance of a decent point haul for car racing now.
Yeah, I'm not... What did Kenneth O'Keefe do in the pits? Maybe his time...
I know what he's doing in the pits. I know what he's doing. He's putting a new, nice, fresh set of R2s on so that he can get the best restart he can. That's his idea.
I don't think we're going to get a restart here, to be honest. I don't think there's any way we can get this done. Or at least it'll only be... If we do get a restart, it'll only be a lap. And the time he'll lose in the pits, making that tyre change probably won't help all that much. But although saying that, in the race at the end of the summer event, I think it was the NDR summer event, a tyre change was made under the safety car for a last lap sprint to the line.
Riegler and Brunsell are still racing.
Yeah, in that case, it made a good fight for the win there.
Well, they shouldn't be, because Brunsell should back off Riegler, because you can't overtake under what is officially now a safety car period. This is brilliant news for Riegler if we do get a restart, however, because he's now right at the back of Basford again, and that's just going to give him a draft up to Tommy Osgard for another chance at the lead. But then again, you could also say this is going to give Brunsell the ideal opportunity to overtake Riegler if we do get a restart. Oh, Kenneth 11th O'Keefe, behave! What are you doing, Ken? Just deciding to drive almost flat out into the back of 7 character car, going side by side now. What are you doing, Kenneth?
And now overtaking.
Oh, Kenneth.
He just has overtaken.
What are you doing? Oh, he impresses us in so many ways, and then always in every race he seems to do something that just blows our minds away with ridiculousness.
And I'll tell you something, this is why he's driving in GTL and not in Masters of Endurance, or not in Masters of Endurance constantly. Because he's quick, so is Tommy Osgard, but the amount of stupid mistakes he makes, I mean, look at him! He's almost bumping the back of 7 car, and there's no need for him to do it. He's just causing himself trouble.
Yeah, he is one of the fastest. He is one of the fastest drivers in this, or in Live for Speed. He really is. But yeah, just some of the things he does, it just boggle the mind, unfortunately. But you know, still time to mature, I guess. Using the GT Amateur League as maybe a stepping stone to MOE, but judging on the style of driving at the moment, we won't be seeing him there next season.
Well, he is a 15-year-old. I think he's 15, isn't he? Something like that, 15, 16.
He was 15 last time I checked, but that was a long time ago.
That was in the 250, I think, where he was 15.
I'm getting word from Michael Booth, Race Control, that they are hoping to end the race under green, but they think there'll be just enough time to end this race under green flag, which is nice. I don't know how this always happens, but in NDR events we always seem to get last lap sprints to the line after safety cars.
Yep, the summer event was a prime example when I think it was me and you, Passo, on the commentary box, and Claudius Gasiunas decided he wanted to hit the buggy barrier at Kyoto, what's it called? Kyoto Little One National. That'll do. And then again, we do have to remember that there's only 1 car to let through after the safety car period that we had earlier, because everyone's still in a tight bunch.
Yeah, but there are still cars spread out through all 3 sectors of this track. I don't know if we're going to wait for all of them to catch up to the rear or not. These guys are lapping about a minute per lap slower than normal, but the guys who are trying to catch up, it's still going to take a little bit of a while for them to actually catch, despite the very slow pace for the safety car.
I just hear from Chris Ford, our resident weatherman and taxi capo thingamabob team observer, that Capo have been off under safety car, apparently tyre warming a bit too vigorously. As we've seen so many times today, so many times in league events in Live for Speed.
Tyre warming is like playing roulette or something, because more often than not it seems to end in utter disaster.
I remember an IGTC race where there was a protest about tyre warming.
I remember in last year's MOE there was, it was last year's MOE where every car but 1 or 2 got a penalty for tyre warming, which was banned after the South City incident that was caused by tyre warming. You know what I'm getting on about now.
Oh yeah. It was Masters of Endurance.
Yeah, it was AMT who reported all the drivers. The tyre warming rules weren't very clear back then. It was very confusing, and AMT did make a protest for, I think it was 18 cars they protested again. I saw a car going really fast by the safety car, but that's Ruiz trying to unlap himself. But now tyre warming rules have been cleared up. You can do that up until the final sector before the restart, so yeah.
Yep, as you can see on the top of your screens, we now have 6 minutes of this race remaining. So the safety car is now slowing down to around about 100, to between 100 and 110 kilometers an hour. That's about 60 miles an hour to anyone who's British and vaguely normal. Just to try and get everyone caught up. Not many cars at all in the in the wilderness. However, there's only about, let me count, there's only 4 or 5 cars not in the group. Car 02, that's the car of I'm not going to try. It's the Lublin car. I'm not going to try the name. Will be allowed to overtake along as, thank you, Thilo, as well as car 27, which is, oh, radar spins, oh, scared. Nearly a rather large incident there with the concertina effect.
This whole unlapping is a bit of, well, I don't know how to call it. Yeah. So if the safety car doesn't come in this time, we most likely won't see the green flag again today.
That's what I was fearing.
I don't know. Safety car is going to come in this lap.
Oh, okay. Well, Jonathan Palmer always likes to finish races under green. Very rarely finishes under yellow in his events. I mean, there are several cars not caught up to the rear of the train, which is kind of odd, since the point of the safety car is, in fact, to get all the cars caught up to the rear of the train. But, well, that's what's been said, so...
Also, I'd just like to point out that as far as I know in the rules, as far as... Oh, the safety car is back out! What's happened? What's happened?
I'm guessing that's just... I don't know, actually. There's no crashes around.
Car 28 is upside down! How has he done that? So the race will now end up under safety car, which means that Tommy Oscar and 777 win the 3 hours of Kyoto.
Well, it was always going to be 28, wasn't it? The most incident-involved car of the race. What and how? I mean, okay, I'm not saying it's their fault, but they have been in a lot of trouble this race with 28. That is ridiculous. I mean, you look at where they're upside down. They're upside down, like, in the braking zone for the Boothy Chicane, before the corner. Yeah. Wow.
I can honestly say that I think my mother wouldn't have crashed there, under safety car.
Yeah, well... that was... I don't know how to call it.
I'm gonna watch the temporary replay of this because I'm rather curious as to what happened.
Yeah, same here.
Well, the second time, at least I know, that a race ends under yellow flag in the past couple of weeks. The first time was the Kyoto Oval race in Live for Speed Light Winter Series. Bit sad, because racing was quite, not only quite, but it was fascinating, yeah.
Okay, here we are, Sard coming up to the braking zone of the Boothy Chicane. Now what happens here?
Oh, it was lag.
Oh! No, it wasn't. It was the a 23 car behind, going a bit... He was going a bit too slowly. Everyone was backing up, and he just got punted from the rear. Oh, that's a shame. That probably wasn't his fault, really. Just the concertina. of the
Yeah,
safety
oh,
car.
yeah, it was Oscar Yeah, Simanovich slowed down for concentration effect. Oscar Hardwick came in at full speed, so I think that was actually, yeah, 14, Oscar Hardwick. Not leaving enough room and driving very quickly up to the rear. So yeah, it wasn't number 28's fault at all, actually. Really, for once, not their incident.
Well, I never.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was a good race, action-packed anyway, full of controversy. So unfortunately, well, I mean, unfortunately for Sonic Realms at least, they were not going to have a chance to regain their lead. They led pretty much the entire race, and they're not going to win it. 777 Racing, Tommy Usgaard are going to do it. They've been there or thereabouts for the whole race, taking the lead in interesting fashion in the last 20 minutes or so. Second will be Jack Basford and 3ID, but they won't score because they're a guest team, as we keep saying. So in fact, second place points will go to Sonic Realms, and third place points will go to Excite Racing. They've been up there controversially in qualifying. They were, but yeah, they've done good. And fourth place, or fifth place even, will be E-Team, who were right down there partway through the race. But yeah, they've recovered well.
Yeah.
Yeah, my big surprise, not surprise, but my big well done for the day is to Sonic Realms. I think they've had a very, very good race, and I think they were just unlucky with the Jack Basford and the bump drafting and the Kenneth O'Keefe on R2s and just everything stacking up against them and ending up in turmoil. But here comes Tommy Osgaard, and he's going to cross the line for the second ever time for him, anyway, in the GT2 cars to win.
I thought the green flag was going to be pulled out for a sec, and they'd like race for 100 meters to the line, but that would have been utterly ridiculous. So yeah, there we go. Osgaard flashes.
Tommy Osgaard wins. Yep.
Yeah, Tommy Osgaard wins the race. Second is Jack Bassett 3ID. So yeah, first 777R, second is my 3ID, and third is Sonic Realms, and that is it for the race. Fourth, well, you can take it through the rest of the positions.
So Tommy Osgaard wins in a rather unexciting fashion after that roll, unfortunately. He wins the race in his FZR for 777 Racing. My 3ID non-point scoring in second, and Sonic Realms finished third. Fourth is Excite with Perron of E-Team in fifth. Sepam of Estonian Endurance Races was sixth. Todorovic in seventh for Serbian Chrome Pistons after starting on the front row. Not the best of races for them. Falkenhayn of Raptor Racing eighth, with Runas of Deadline in ninth. Angus Leggett of Something Awful were 10th, with Pakzuski. Yes, that I was right the second time. Thank you, Thilo. In 11th. 7 Carrot and Gabauga finished 12th. Kenneth O'Keefe for Core Racing down in 13th after problems in the last hour. Heinrich of I don't know, 14th, and Callan of VM Motorsport 15th. Verstrecken finished 16th for Optics, and Jan Lampert of Tiger Express 17th. Oscar Hardwick 18th for Sim Racing Lithuania team. Andy Cherry Kick was 19th for Racing Radicals, with Simonovic for Serbian Hell Drivers in 20th. Bart was 21st, with Garbalowski 22nd. Ruiz and Slocum yet to be given positions. They will be 23rd and 24th in server. This isn't accounting as yet for timeouts, because I've heard the tracker isn't giving 100% updated. Right here from Jonathan Palmer there. The tracker will jumble everything up because of all the massively close finishes, so the tracker will not be correct until we've gone through the results. So wait for the results, folks. So Thilo, what did you make of today's racing?
Well, That's the thing I want to say about it. We've got a very difficult startup with a red flag situation there, and now it was fascinating racing. From failures in that corner to great outside overtaking maneuvers by the top guys. It was there was everything in it.
Yep, I have to agree. Very exciting race. A lot of crashes in the turn 9 as well that we've all come to love today with the high wind speeds that we've had after the restart. 24 kilometers an hour. I've heard of the wind with a tailwind in at that corner, which really spiced things up. But yeah, a brilliant win for Tommy Osgard and 777 Racing once again, which will put them in a very, very good championship position. Jack Basford of the guest team in second, not scoring points, which means that Reigler has points for second for Sonic Reynolds Racing. Brunzel, I think, didn't perform as well as everyone was hyping him to be as he drove in the qualifying session, not much quicker at all than everyone else. They finished in 4th place, third position points. So, what did you think of Brunzel, Thilo?
As you said, I think this hype was just a bit over-exaggerating. He was very fast, and he got very, very fast lap times, especially referred to the guys around him. But also he did often mistakes. So it wasn't it wasn't worth the hype which had been made. If we go further on, we have Perron of E-Team in 5th position overall, 4th position scoring. They actually surprised me after what we've seen in round 1, which wasn't well at all. What have happened there to them? They were in the down in the 2-digit positions as defending champions. So I'm quite happy that they are back on 5th position. That's, I think, in this year's grid, a really good position.
Well, hello.
So Nolan, what happened to Ken?
Well, we got that warning for cutting, and I basically, that's one of the reasons I didn't have a chance to commentate today. We were short on a little bit of people over there, and I watched the last half of the race. And when we got the warning, I basically told Ken to quit cutting, and according to him, he did. We're going to review the replay for at least 3 to 4 laps, and then I don't know where we got to drive through. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Really surprised with the way that race ended. I mean, I don't know. Could have shift S that and at least had 1 lap shootout. But it is what it is.
Yeah, very true. How did Rui Santos and Kenneth O'Keefe find today with the wind?
Well, I think they were actually pretty. They weren't really upset with the wind, I don't think. I mean, I never even heard them comment about it, to be honest. I mean, I think as so we had a pretty strong car. We're happy with the way the race turned out, other than the last 25 minutes. I mean, I was really happy. But yeah, the wind's kind of cool. It's a nice little curveball to throw at these drivers. I don't necessarily think that it falls into the whole scheme of GTAL versus going into MOE and IGTC, because I think there's only 1 round all season we run with any kind of wind. But at the same time, I do think it's a skill you ought to try to practice and learn. So I think it's cool to put these drivers in that situation.
Yep, thanks a lot, Nolan. Jonathan Palmer joins us also in the comment box. Jonathan, what happened in the last few laps?
Was trying to get the field sorted out, which I was mostly there. There was only 1 or 2 cars left out, and those were the cars that had been waved around, because all the cars that were there at the point when I decided who I needed to wave by had been caught by the time the green flag would have fallen, so that's why I put the in-lap signal out when I did. As they were going into the Boothy Chicane, I was watching the last car on the lead lap at the time of the safety car deployment, and up ahead I saw the car flying in the air, and I knew they were going to land upside down, so that's when I aborted the start. Did not recover the car immediately, because I knew their car was still coming, and decided that instead of risking another incident on the way to the green flag, with people being all jumbled up and excited from that incident, I just decided it would be better for all cars involved to just abort the restart and finish the race under caution.
Yep, regarding the drive-through penalty for Kenneth O'Keefe, which you were talking about there, was that for cutting the what we call the chicane, or turn one, or the other chicane, or what?
It was a mixture of all the chicanes, and it was also partly due to the unsporting behavior shown when he was trying to overtake Riegler, and also when he was trying to overtake, or with Ostgaard in the bump drafting. The rules do not explicitly prohibit bump drafting. We did issue a warning to them to cease the bump drafting, which they did, but that will have a review of possibly including that into the rule.
So is there currently a rule for bump drafting at all in the GTL rules?
Not currently in a specific rule excluding it.
Right, thank you. I think we should probably wrap up with that. So thank you very, very much to everyone who's been in the box. I'm Chris Wilkinson. We've had Thilo Falkenberg, Michael Passingham, Nolan Scott coming in as well, Jonathan Palmer also. Also, I thank everyone from NDR who've made the event possible today. Thank you to MultiBC for the stream. When's the next round? It'll be in a month's time.
2010.
January.
Yeah, in 2010. So this is the last ever 2009 GTAL round.
So, we wish you a very nice Christmas, all who are not watching the Christmas event. And we are also wishing you the best luck you might have in 2010.
Night, folks.